Hi guys, welcome. So excited to be going live tonight. My name is Heather Jones. I am the #1 intuitive teacher and I teach you the truth code. These are 7 keys that will unlock truth. So get a pen and paper because you're going to want to write these keys down. Hey Chris. Hey everyone. Welcome. I'm so excited to get on live tonight. It has been a day. How has everyone been feeling today? So I am the #1 intuitive teacher. We're going to talk about something doctors can't explain. So why some illnesses aren't physical, they're spiritual. So you've been going to the doctors with pain and they're sending you home saying everything's okay. But the truth is that you truly do have pain, but going to the doctors isn't going to fix it, okay? Because what you're dealing with is spiritual. My hat is driving me crazy tonight. So let's jump into the keys right away. And then tonight we will be going live so that I can prove to you that this method really works, that you can heal your pain in seconds. So when you silence your pain, you are literally silencing your truth. And that is key #1. So key #1 is your body speaks to you. Your body literally has a secret language and it speaks to you through pain. So we have been lied to. We have been told that the second we have pain, we need to go grab a painkiller. The second we have pain, we need to mask it. And the truth is that our pain is actually speaking to us and telling us that something's wrong. And if we would just take the time to listen and ask our bodies what it is that it's telling us, we wouldn't have the pain. But instead, we've been told to mask it. So we've been pushing and pushing and pushing our pain down for years. And now we're in our 30s, 40s, 50s dealing with chronic pain, chronic inflammation, mental illness, psychosis. You guys, thanks for the love. So we are dealing with so much in this world. So I teach the 7 keys for free. When you have these keys, your life will transform. Why? Because you will take your power back. Because you will stop allowing everyone else to tell you what is wrong with your body, when in fact you've always known. You've always known because you have intuition. That is your God-given gift of discernment. And every single time you prayed and asked God for an answer, every time you asked to know if this is right or wrong for you, your body has literally responded with a yes or a no. But we have been lied to. We have been lied to and told, don't listen to your pain. Don't listen to your pain. Right? There's a reason why ever since we were born, ever since we were little, we were told to silence our pain because literally they knew it would silence our truth. And if people knew and had this information, because you're going to see live tonight that I'm going to take people from a 10 pain to a 0 pain in minutes. Okay? So this is not some hocus pocus. This is actual keys that will unlock your truth and unlock your healing. So key #1, your body speaks to you through pain. And if you're hearing this for the first time, then you are one of the 5% of the world who understands and will know this now. Because when you start listening to your pain, is there a soul ache? Yeah, there could be a soul ache for sure. Listen to your body speaks. So how does your body speak to you? Okay. It gives you a yes or no response. How do you know? I have a free guide. It teaches you exactly the 7 keys and a process on how to get your yes or no. So key #2 is it could be physical, you guys. You could have something physically wrong, but it's going to be either a heavy metal, a parasite, a toxin, or a nutrient deficiency. Guess what doctors will not test for when you go to the doctors? Good luck telling them you have parasites in the United States. They're going to call you crazy. We don't have that here. Okay? Good luck having them test for heavy metals or toxins or nutrient deficiencies. Okay? If you want to test those, they're going to make you pay out of pocket to test those. Okay? So you test yes for one of these 4 things, but which one? So let's stop playing a needle in a haystack, you guys. Let's stop taking parasite cleanses and doing detoxes when we have a trapped emotion, when we have something spiritual going on. Because you're just wasting money and you're wasting time trying to get to the root cause when you can get to the root cause in seconds and you can know exactly what you need. So in my advanced intuitive testing guide, which is $27, I teach you, I have the charts so you can know if it is a parasite, which one, if it is a heavy metal or toxin, which one, if it is a nutrient deficiency, which one, because we're not playing the guessing game with our health, you guys. We're not wasting money on vitamins or pills that actually aren't going to get to the root cause because we're done silencing our pain which means silencing our truth here in this live. Okay? So let's go to key number 3. You guys, for those of you just joining, my name's Heather Jones. I am the #1 intuitive teacher. I teach these keys for free. It took me over a decade and $15,000 to learn these keys, and I give them to you for free. Why? Because that's what God told me to do. I have an advanced guide that teaches you how to get to the root cause quicker in seconds, but with my free guide, you can do it too. Okay? But I know a lot of people out here are going to see that $27 and be like, that's nothing for me to get back my health. Okay? So key number 3, you guys, is you can have trapped emotions. You can literally have trapped emotions. Now, I didn't learn this till I was 32 years old. So when I was 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 years old, thanks for the love, Aller. I had physical trauma, sexual trauma, extreme. And so when you're a child and you experience any type of trauma, you don't have the mental capacity to know how to deal with those traumas, right? You're 3, you're 4, you're 5, you're 6. So what your body does is your body traps that emotion that you weren't able to process in your body. But now as an adult, your body's been trying to release that trapped emotion, telling you something's wrong through pain, but you keep masking it and silencing it and pushing it down. And you wonder why you're in chronic pain. You wonder why you have chronic fatigue. You wonder why you have Hashimoto's or autoimmune or the C word, like all these things. Okay, everything started energetically. So you can have a trapped emotion that's literally causing you physical pain right now that you've been carrying since you were a little child. Could it be voodoo? It could be. We're going to get to one of those keys, the spiritual key. So for those of you just jumping on, we are talking about the 7 keys of truth. When you get these keys, you guys, it will unlock your truth. How do I know? Because I've gone through each key personally. I teach through embodied experience. Lots of people getting the free guide. Okay? So, physical key. Your body literally speaks to you through pain. You have been lied to the day you were born. You have been told the second you have pain to take a painkiller to silence your pain. But literally, when you silence your pain, you are silencing your truth. I did this when my kids grew up. They had a toothache, an earache, a pain, a stomach pain, medication. Okay? What a disservice I was doing to my children because I just didn't know. 2 days ago, my son threw up. I would have thought he was sick or I would have needed to give him medicine, but I tested and it was energy. He was just moving the energy and he was fine all day. No fever, no headache, no stomachache. He just threw up a little energy, purged out the energy, and he's fine. Okay? So start listening to your body. If the only thing you get out of this live is that, oh, maybe I need to listen and ask my body what it's actually communicating to me, how else can your body tell you when something is not right? It's pain. Okay? So key number 2 is, you could have something physical. So our bodies know what to do to take care of themselves, to heal themselves. But if you live in America, we are bombarded with heavy metals, toxins, parasites. We have poison in our water, poison in our food, poison being sprayed in the air. So you might have an overload of toxins or heavy metals or parasites, and you might definitely have a nutrient deficiency because our food is so depleted. But if you do, which one? We're not going to play the guessing game. We're not going to play a needle in a haystack. We don't have to do that. You guys, these keys will tell you. You can ask. You can ask your higher self, your soul, God, Holy Spirit will speak to you through your body and say, this is the one you need. So I have charts and guides in my $27 advanced guide. If it's a parasite, which parasite you could know. If it's a heavy metal, which heavy metal you can know. If it's a toxin, which toxin you can know. If it's a nutrient deficiency, I want to know which one so that I can give my body what it needs. I'm not going to waste hundreds of thousands of dollars on things that are just going to get flushed down the toilet. And I'm sure of a hell not going to get medicines or vitamins for something that's a trapped emotion when I was 3, 4, 5 years old. It's just, do you understand? And this is why I'm so passionate about teaching this, because I see and work with people every day who are carrying severe chronic pain. I'm talking 10/10 pain every day for years, decades. When they literally can ask, we can hold sacred space for our bodies, ask, and the pain goes away. If you do not believe me, if you think I'm full of crap, stay till 9 o'clock, 9:15. We're going to do this one-on-one with people. I've never met these people. They're going to say 10:10. They're going to give me permission to tap in. We're going to tap in. We're going to hold sacred space. I'm going to use the keys to know exactly what's causing their pain, and they are going to release it on their own in minutes. Okay? Why is this information not widespread? Because you cannot profit off of healed people. You can only profit when you keep people sick and stuck. In our society, I hate to tell you that, our society is made to keep people sick and stuck. We live in a system, you guys. Keep them sick, keep them stuck, poison their water, poison their food, poison the air. But with all those things, you guys, you can still take back your health. You can reclaim your empowerment. You can become unstoppable, and you can know exactly what it is. I am never sick, ever. If I am, it's for maybe a day. Okay? I don't have anxiety. I don't have depression. If I do and I have a hard day, it's for a couple hours because I have the keys, I have the tools to know what's trying to come up so I can process that. But a lot of people, they don't want to hear truth. They want to like wear the victim and the pain as like a badge, you know? So those are not my people. I speak to people who are empowered and they want to learn the keys. So key number 3 is that you can literally have trapped emotions since you were a little child. So I've experienced extreme religious trauma, spiritual trauma, physical trauma, sexual trauma, emotional trauma. And I carried that with me late into my 30s, my late 30s. But once I was able to recognize and hold sacred space, if you have not had a conversation with your little self who is severely abused, they are still there waiting for you. Okay? So let's go to the next key, you guys. How are we doing tonight, by the way? Where is everyone from? I just keep going and going. Canada. Hey, Canada. So right now, you guys, we're talking about the keys. Texas, California, that's where I'm from. Pennsylvania, Arkansas, New York City, St. Louis, Coastal. Oh, I don't even know how to say that. New York again, Alaska, Maui, New Jersey. Hello from Arkansas, Rapid City, New York City, Utah. Hey, Utah Queen here. Ohio, Georgia, Washington, Louisiana. Okay, look at you guys all around the world. And I'm giving Oregon, the UK, Ohio, hell yeah, Michigan. So you guys, can you do me a favor? When you learn these keys tonight, and you're going to see how freaking England, how powerful these are, share these with everyone you know. I literally help hundreds of people a day, and I teach truth every single day. Minnesota, hey guys. Peru, I love this. So you guys, I want to share something with you. When you heal yourself, when you have these keys and you reclaim your power, your light is going to burn so brightly that you are going to give other people permission to heal themselves too. Because when you do the healing for yourself, you literally want to share it with everyone. So when I learned these keys, which took over 10 years, you guys, over $15,000 invested in several holistic modalities. Okay, I learned NLP hypnosis, quantum healing hypnosis therapy, emotion code, theta healing, Innerwise, which is the program I certified in intuitive testing, breakthrough, which took me a whole year to certify, MAP, another program. I'm a Reiki master, so I put in the time and the work. And after I spent over 10 years and $15,000, probably more investing, and I realized these 7 keys, I realized I always had the answers. When I realized that I always had the answers, that God was always speaking to me, that my body was always giving me a yes and no every time I asked, I was so mad. I was so mad. I was literally in my bathroom here in my house, having it out with God. Like, God, people can't invest. People are in pain. Like, I was in pain. Okay. And it took me well into my late 30s till my early 40s to like truly finally get to a place where I was free. And so I was having it out with God, and I said, why? And he said, ever since you were a little girl, you prayed to be used as an instrument in my hand to help others heal and to bring them to me. And this is why you have the keys. So here I am, giving you the 7 keys, okay? These keys are life-changing. We already talked about the first 3. We're going to go into the 4th one. Key number 1 is your body speaks to you through pain. It is the literal secret language of the body. How else can our bodies tell us when something is not in alignment? Now, the truth is it started as a really small pain, but we've been lied to silence our pain, which literally silences our truth. We've been taught to just put a Band-Aid around it, to just take some Tylenol, ibuprofen. Just push it down and ignore it, okay? You don't have to deal with that. And then it turns into an infection, and then it turns into a severe infection, and then you're dealing with life or death. Now, people say, how can a trapped emotion, or how can something generationally trauma or a spiritual key, how could that kill me? Ask people in the United States where the mental health crisis is out of this world, where the suicide rates are astronomical, okay? Where women, 1 in 4 women are sexually abused before they're 18. And I'm sure the statistics are about the same for men, but men usually don't share as often as women. So yeah, these things can literally be life-threatening if you don't know them. So key number 2, you guys, is you could have something physically wrong, okay? I'm not saying that it's not always physical, but it's either going to be a heavy metal, a toxin, a parasite, or a nutrient deficiency. Once you fix that, the overload, your body knows how to heal itself. But we're not playing a needle in a haystack here, you guys. We're not going to just do cleanses and hope we kill the parasites. We're not going to just take a vitamin hoping it clears the nutrient deficiency. We're not going to do a detox for a heavy metal or toxin when we don't even know if that's the cause. So there's so many trends on TikTok with parasite cleanse and this and that. And I'm not saying those are bad. I'm just saying if that's what your body doesn't need, why do it? So then we talked about the next key, the emotional key. If you have any type of trauma when you were a child, up into 25 or even your 30s, and you haven't dealt with that, you left that little girl and that little boy is still waiting for you. That 3 and 4-year-old little girl that was physically traumatized, sexually traumatized, she was still broken there, okay? I had to go back and I had to save her and I had to tell her the truth about what happened to her, okay? Because in my 30-year-old brain, I could see the whole picture and I was like, that was bullcrap. You shouldn't have had to take care of your 3-year-old sister when you were 7, 6. You shouldn't have had someone physically touch your body the way they did without your permission, okay? So that is why it's so important. If you have an emotional trauma and you have physical or chronic pain, you're not going to take care of it. When you go to the doctors, they're not going to ask you, honey, did you have something emotionally happen in your childhood? It doesn't work that way, okay? So next key is you could have generational trauma, okay? So you guys, I have a free guide that goes over all these keys and it teaches you how to test your yes and no. It takes a little bit longer in my free guide, but in my advanced intuitive testing guide, which is $27, I teach you the system I learned in Germany. It's called Innerwise. Hey, Christina, thanks for the love. It will literally get you your yes and no in seconds. And tonight at about 9:15, we are going to be doing this live on people just so I could show you can get from a 10 pain to a 0 pain in minutes. So let's talk about generational trauma. So generational trauma is real, you guys. They've proven it through science. It's called epigenetics. I'm not a scientist, but the scientists have proven it, okay? Through mice. So you can have fears, phobias, pain, disease, sicknesses passed down from mom and dad several generations up. How do you know? How do you know if that's what you have or not? You test. How do you test? You ask your body. Guess what? Your body will say yes or no. I teach you in my free guide. I teach you in seconds how to get to the root with my advanced guide, okay? Is this making sense? So my sweet dad, okay, was very, very, very physically abusive with me. That's the only way he knew how. His dad served in Vietnam. His dad had severe PTSD, severe trauma, was an alcoholic. His dad served in the Army, same thing, severe trauma, severe alcoholic. Okay, my sweet mom, okay, sexual trauma when she was a little girl multiple times. Guess what? Her mom, sexual trauma from family members multiple times. Guess what? Her mom, sexual trauma, alcoholic, passed down generationally. And now here I am dealing with both parents and dealing with my own traumas now, okay? But I'm here to tell you that you do not have to carry those generational traumas anymore or those emotional traumas. You can release them in seconds. But you just have to hold sacred space and ask your body so that your body can tell you. These keys work because I do this every single freaking day and I help hundreds of women every single day all around the world. And this information is free. Okay? Lots of people getting the guides. So let's talk about the next key, absorbed. Okay, how many people where are my empaths in here? Where are my empaths? The people who just take on people's energy all the time. Okay, you can feel energy when you go to family get-togethers. You take on energy when you go to the movies. How do you get my info? You just click my picture here, click the picture again. It'll send you to my profile. And then in my Stan store, you can get all the information. Me, yes, here. Yeah, all my queens and kings here with big hearts, taking on everybody's trauma. Severe empath here. Yes. You guys, look at all the empaths here. So you empaths, I want to tell you something, okay? Yes. Of course, those in this beautiful arts. Okay. So you do not have to take people's energy on anymore. I'm telling you, I'm giving you permission to stop. Okay? Because what's happening is you're taking that energy on your as it's your own, and you're carrying that. And you could literally be carrying someone's trauma and pain and fear and anger for years. And imagine doing that every day, just taking on more and more. It's like filling your backpack full of rocks. I'll take that. I'll help you. You're going to get burnt out really quickly. So how do you... Sorry, guys. So how do you know if you have absorbed someone's energy? Okay, well, first of all of you guys proven in here that you know, because you find yourselves in environments where you literally take on other people's pain. But I know in seconds, when I come home and I don't feel right, I use the 7 keys. I ask. I hold sacred space. Thank you, body first, for showing me that something's not right, that I have a heavy pain in my chest. Is it physical? Is it emotional? Is it generational? Is it absorbed? If I get yes, it's absorbed, guess what I do? I give this back to sender with love. I send everything out with love. I never send anything out with hate. I just say, you know what? This is not mine. I give it back to you with love. Okay? So that's what every single one of you who said me, that's what you're going to do from now on. And now when you go to events and family parties and get-togethers, you're going to seal up your energy. How do you do that? You just command that your energy be sealed. And if you take something home with you, now you have the keys to test. If you don't know how to do this, you guys, get my free guide. It'll show you exactly how to do this. It takes a little bit longer, okay? Because the process that I teach you, you're working with your intuition, your body. So it takes a little bit longer to get a yes and a no. In my advanced intuitive testing guide, it takes seconds. So you'll see tonight when I do my one-on-ones, we're going to get to the root causes in seconds. And then all you have to do is hold sacred space to clear, okay? So no more taking on anyone's energy, okay? So we're going to talk about the next key. We're going to talk about the spiritual key. So how many of my Christians in here, my God-loving, Jesus-loving people in here, okay? You guys, I saw demonic entities when I was a little girl, okay? So I was 3, 4, 5, and because of the trauma in my home, we must have invited them in, but I saw shadow entities in my room, and they would absolutely terrify me. I experienced sleep paralysis. I experienced night terrors like you could not even imagine unless you've experienced it. So as I grew up and I was reading scriptures and learning about Jesus casting demons out and putting them into swine and teaching Peter, James, and John to fast before they cast out, like I always believed that there was a God and a Jesus and something greater than me because I saw the dark. Okay? So the spiritual key is you can have physical pain, you can have symptoms that are spiritual. Now, if you don't believe in demonic entities or unclean spirits or familiars or fiery darts of the adversary, that's okay. These keys still work because my truth is that you have power over them. My truth is that the second you test they're there, goodbye, I send you away. Okay? You don't get to stay in my energy or my space. And then again, you guys, in my 30s, I saw the tall shadow hat man. Who in here has seen the tall shadow hat man? How do I turn their negative energy back? You just say back to sender, okay? I show you a technique tonight when I work one-on-one, but who in here has seen the tall shadow hat man? You guys, I was shook when one of my mentors, one of my friends, she did a TikTok post about the tall shadow hat man, and like hundreds of thousands of people commented that they saw him, and I'm like, what? You saw it too? You guys, it's this tall, skinny shadow figure that wears like a trench coat and a tall black hat. Some people have reported seeing like the red beady eyes. So it's terrifying. My personal belief is that he shows up right before like a spiritual awakening or a huge shift in alignment with your purpose. Okay? Because that's when he showed up in my house. Thanks for the love. So when you test yes for the spiritual key, I just want you to know whatever your beliefs are, that you have power over it. And if you test yes, you can clear it. You can send it away. But there's an upside to the spiritual key. So how many of you guys have been dealing with ringing in the ears like insane the last couple of weeks? How many of you guys have been feeling like you've been underwater? Like the pressure, you've been fatigued, tired, like exhaustion, like you can't imagine lately. Here, yes. Yep. Yep, the ringing in the ear. Yes. So what if I told you that you are actually going through integration? So we are getting mass downloads from the sun, right? The Schumann resonance is off the charts. We are seeing the lantern lights. I think I'm saying that right? Like everywhere. So people's bodies are awakening. We're shifting to a higher consciousness. And so it's taking our bodies a little time to integrate into the higher vibrational frequency. So your body might be going through pain, ringing in the ears, headaches, fatigue, nausea, but they're just ascension symptoms. So when I test yes to spiritual and yes to integration or ascension, then I don't need to worry about the pain. I need to ground, drink water, hug a tree. Yeah. So if you have a bad headache, ringing in the ears, it could be something related to ascension, or it could be physical, or it could be emotional, or it could be generational, or it could be absorbed, or it could be spiritual. On the other side, a fiery dart of the adversary, a demonic entity. Yeah. I've been awakening since like 2012. That was like my big shift. Okay, everyone, there's been lots of shifts in energy 2012, right before COVID, right after COVID. But, okay, so we're teaching the 7 keys. And if you test yes for spiritual, now you know which one. Okay? So now we're getting into the very last key. If you guys just joined and you're like, what the heck is she talking about? I teach you the truth code. It is the 7 keys to unlock your truth. Key number one is your body literally speaks to you through pain. Pain is the secret language of the body. When you can just stop and listen to your body, it will tell you exactly what's wrong. So the only way to relieve the pain is through the pain. But we have been lied to. We've been taught to silence our truth by masking it with painkillers, drugs, alcohol, binge eating, right? There's so many ways we've been masking and silencing our truth, but not today. So the last key, you guys, this key was a little bit hard for me. And those who have watched my live before, they already know, but it took me a little while to accept this key because I did grow up very Christian. I grew up in a very strict religious, cult. Okay. And so for me, this one was really hard because I struggled with multiple lives. Okay. I was taught that this is the only life you live and that if you mess up in this life, you either go to hell or the celestial kingdom or the celestial kingdom. And in order to get to the celestial kingdom, you had to believe in spiritual wifery. Okay? Your husband had to have more than one wife. And yeah, so when I prayed and asked if that was true and started asking God for my own answers, right? I started awakening. Well, back to my last key, I had immense chest pain, you guys. I felt like my ribs were being crushed. I felt like I was literally being sat on. And my first thought was, oh, this must be demonic, like spiritual. And I got to know. I was like, okay. So I used my keys. Is it physical? Is it emotional? And nothing was happening. So I did what I teach. I held sacred space, which is key number 1. Your body speaks to you. So I listened to what my body had to say. And my body literally told me that this pain is not from this lifetime. And I was like, what does that even mean? Okay. So then I asked again, right? Because I'm hard-headed like that. And my body again says it's not from this lifetime. So I do what every good person in America or in the world does, and we look it up on YouTube, right? So I looked up a past life regression meditation, and I did the meditation. And sure enough, I found myself as this like redheaded princess stuck in a castle, And I had all this power, all this money, right? But I didn't have the one thing, which was a voice. I was less than a dog because I was a woman, okay? And so I felt all those feelings. And when I came out of the meditation, I was like, wow, I can really resonate that because I'm coming out of religion. I'm awakening my spiritual gifts. And I felt bound as a woman who brings healing and truth and spiritual gifts into the world. I felt very confined. So still, you guys, I'm still freaking confused because I'm like, okay, do I believe in this? So I reached out to a friend who I certified in Reiki through, and I asked her if she would hold sacred space and if we could do a session. And so we did a session, and I didn't tell her anything. And so she was holding her hand, doing her Reiki testing. And, it was about 5 minutes. And I said, hey, do you believe in multiple lives? And she's like, yeah, I do. She's like, in fact, I see a little redheaded girl running through the field. And in that moment, you guys, have you guys ever had like bolts of electricity that like shoot through your body that you can't deny when like something is like a yes from God, the Holy Spirit? That's exactly what happened to me. It was like my soul screamed, this is true. Undeniable truth. And so in that moment, you guys, my chest pain completely went away. Completely went away. I was dealing with this for almost 4 weeks. I didn't have a fever. I didn't have a cough. If I went to the doctors, you guys, what would they say? Everything's fine. Just go home. Just relax. Just meditate, whatever, right? They would still give me $1,000 bill for all the labs they did. But there's no way they were going to hold space and say, hey, maybe this isn't from this lifetime. Okay. So those are the 7 keys. Yes. Stop City. So these are the 7 keys. If you don't resonate with one of the keys, change the language that resonates with you. Okay. If you do not resonate with something spiritual, if you do not resonate with God, resonate with source, resonate with dark energy, shadow work, okay? These keys still work and they're powerful. And when you have them, you literally become unstoppable. You break out of the matrix because you reclaim your power, and no one is going to tell you or silence your pain. Like I have been silenced long enough, having usually men in the hierarchy tell me what and how I should feel. And so the truth is that ever since we were born, we have been told what to do. We've been told to shut up, to stop crying, to listen to me. I'm the parent, I'm the teacher, I'm the coach, I'm the prophet, I'm the priest, I'm the you name it. We've been constantly told to not listen to our intuition. And we've been silenced long enough. So that's why it's called the truth code. Because when you have these 7 keys, you unlock all truth. If you don't believe me, stay tonight, and I will do this with women and men I've never met. They will have been dealing with a 10-10 pain. I'm sure some of them are in here and can say, yeah, that was me. And all we do is we hold sacred space for our bodies to tell us exactly what's wrong, because that is our God-given gift of discernment. It never lies. It always tells the truth, and it's here to serve us. But a lot of you have been silencing your truth ever since you were little, and now you're 30, 40, 50, even into your 60s, and you wonder why you're dealing with such chronic inflammation. You wonder why you're dealing with diseases like Hashimoto's or autoimmune disorders or the C word. You wonder why you can't get rid of the gout in your fingers or your toes, arthritis. Like all these things are literal manifestation from energy trapped somewhere along the line. Okay? And when you have the keys, you can literally ask which key, and your body will say this one. Can I clear? No, I need to know more. Okay, you become a detective in your own health. And that is free will. That is dominion over your own bodies. Okay? So if you haven't gotten my free guide, you guys, all you do is click my picture here, click my picture again, and it'll pull up my profile with all my videos. And then there's my stand store. And you'll be able to see my free guide, my $27 advanced guide. You guys, this is where I teach you the 7 keys in detail with questions at the end to ask. Plus, you get the proxy guide. If you want to do this for your family or friends, if you're a mom and you have children, get this guide so that you can help them. It also gives you all the charts, the physical charts. So if it is a parasite, you know which one. If it is a heavy metal or a toxin or a nutrient deficiency, you know which one. There's also a money blueprint. You guys, how many of you guys are trapped financially right now in a 9-to-5 job that you absolutely hate? How many of you guys have generational scarcity through your lines? I know I did. Okay? I didn't know that I grew up in a trailer park until I was older, and I was like, oh, I grew up in a trailer. Like, okay? Lots of scarcity, lots of money blocks, like from both my mom and my dad's side, okay? So I had to overcome a lot of those things. You can test. Do I have a money block? Yes. Is it from this lifetime? Yes or no? Is it physical? Is it emotional? Is it generational? Okay? So when you have these keys, you can literally unlock everything, okay? Not just what you're physically dealing with in your body, but what you're physically dealing with in your life. Is this partner my soulmate? Is this the right job for me? Is this person lying to me? Okay, your body knows, and it always speaks to you. So do yourself a favor, invest the $27, get access to all the guides. It's life-changing. How do I know? Because I embody it, because I lived it. I lived every single key. I was silencing my truth. I was silencing my pain. I was silencing my sexual trauma, my physical trauma, my religious trauma, and my emotional trauma. Okay? I had generational trauma from both my mom and dad. I had spiritual trauma. I was attacked by demonic entities when I was a little girl. And again, they started showing up again, but I knew my power, so they couldn't hurt me anymore. I had an experience that I could not deny was from a past life. And then again, that experience was brought to my attention when I realized I had the persecutions cross. There are a lot of women and men right now who are so spiritually gifted. They've lived multiple lifetimes. And now is the time to ascend, okay? This is the most darkest, wicked time on earth and the most glorious, beautiful, okay? So for those who are ready to step like fully into your spiritual gifts, I do have a spiritual mastery course. So if you've been looking for a mystery school, you've been wanting to learn safe practices to awaken your spiritual gifts, to have a solid foundation with the 7 keys, to go deeper into what is your purpose, we just started this week. Okay? It's not too late. You can jump in anytime. It's $397, but I have a $35 a month payment plan. I think it actually comes to $36, but okay? So if you're ready to jump in and if you feel the call, like this is your call. And I literally have activated my spiritual antenna, which I teach you how to do in the course. When you're ready to step fully into your gifts and be seen and heard, you literally will turn on your antenna, and your voice is literal healing for other people. When you activate yourself, you activate your spiritual gifts, you activate those who you were supposed to come into this earth and serve. So the longer you hide your light under a bushel through your pain, through your trauma, okay, by being a people pleaser, by not knowing how to say no to people, by being walked all over, that ends today. So that ends today. Today, you're reclaiming your power. You're going to start with my free guide if you have to, which is the Live Empowered course is included in that for free, for you to start setting boundaries and setting yourself up to heal in a sacred, safe space. And then for those who are like, I'm going all in, there's a $27 guide that gives you everything you need to do this for yourself and to help your family, to help your children, to help your relatives, okay? And for those who are like, I know I'm meant for more greatness. Like, I know that God has given me these gifts to speak truth into the souls of others, like my brothers and my sisters, like, then my course is for you. So you guys, in 10 minutes, we are going to do one-on-one sessions, okay? So if you were here the other night, we're going to start with you. Hey, Yvonne, is your son in tonight? Yvonne, if you're here. Okay. Which one? Here. Okay, perfect. So frog song, we are going to do frog song first. And we're going to do him in about 10 minutes. And then if you are at a, hey, sweetheart, I love your mom. We did a one-on-one and she's my people, like soul sister. Everyone who joins my spiritual mastery course and like does one-on-one, like there's a reason why we met. And I believe we weren't on just this lifetime together. Okay. It's a soul connections. Okay. So we're going to do frog song. If you have a 10-10 pain, and you've been dealing this for a long time, can you please put a 10-10 and I give you permission? And then I will work with you one-on-one so that we can show everybody how these keys work. Stop City, Frog Song, you're first. And then let me know, give me permission. Stop Song, Michaela. Oops, let me just, so I'm just gonna write these down, you guys, so that we have people. And then I'm just gonna go through the keys one more time, and then we're gonna get working, you guys. Stop City. And I'm gonna be on till a long time tonight, so we'll be able to get a lot of people. Michaela. So make sure you guys say 10-10 and I give you permission. That's just gonna save some time when we get to you, okay? Okay, Michaela, and then we have Melissa and Pam Walls, and we have Christy. And then you guys, you just have to be following me. Karina. You just have to be following me. Make sure you share this with at least one person. Do not spam share though. This needs to be one intentional person that you personally know is dealing with something chronic, depression, anxiety. And when you share it, share a message. Say, hey, love, I've been thinking about you. Thanks for the love. I've been thinking about you, and I really think this person might have something beneficial. So check out her free guide. Okay, so make sure you do that too. Okay, and then Lisa Tippins. I think we can get all three, you guys, so I'm just writing you guys down. Katie G7. So if I bring you up, make sure that you've already shared and that you've already given me permission, okay? That'll just make things go faster. Because sometimes... Michaela, okay, perfect. All right, so I'm gonna go through the keys just one more time. I have my free guide. I list the keys, and hey, Heather. Okay, so key number 1 is your body literally speaks to you through pain. So pain is not bad. We have to stop. We have to get rid of that verbiage. Pain is just communication. And the louder the pain is, it means the longer you've been dealing with this. And so your body finally had to get so loud that you would actually stop and pay attention. Okay, does that make sense? So this chronic pain, this chronic inflammation, the things that you've been dealing with for years, it's because you've been silencing your truth for a very, very, very long time, but not anymore. Thank you, Pressure. Key number 2 is it could be physical. Thanks for the rose, Erica. It could be a heavy metal, a toxin, a parasite, and a nutrient deficiency. I do not want you to play the guessing game, which is a needle in a haystack. I want you to have the guides so that you can test which one, so that you can just help your body with that. And then on top of that, when you discover which one, thanks for the love, you can know how to test which product you need to help you with that. So then you're not also wasting money on products that aren't going to do anything. Key number 3 is it could be a trapped emotion. If you've ever dealt with sexual trauma, physical trauma, emotional trauma, religious trauma, or spiritual trauma, and you have not gone back to that little person, you most likely have a trapped emotional trauma. Generational trauma is the next key. You can have things passed down through mom and dad several generations back. We work with some people. Thank you, love. Thank you, Suzette. I have worked with people who had been carrying things 6, 7, 8 generations back. And this has been proven through epigenetics. They did a study on mice. They've proven this. You could have something absorbed. You guys, all my empaths in here, they said, yes, empath. You can take on people's energy, but you'll take it as your own. You'll claim it, and you don't need to do that. So if you test yes to an absorbed energy, you can send it back to sender in seconds, and we will see tonight that the pain will go away in seconds, minutes. If not, it'll be the end of the day, but we will get you to a 0. Okay, next key, my favorite key, because I'm a spiritual queen. I love God. I love Jesus. Okay, but I've also seen the dark side. I believe in demons. I believe in entities. I believe in fiery darts of the adversary. But I also believe that we are so, so powerful. And that if you do test yes for that, you can cast them out and send them out. They do not have permission. Or on the flip side of the spiritual key, it could be ascension, right? Our bodies are integrating, they're ascending. And sometimes it takes a little longer for our bodies to catch up. And then the last key is you could have something past life. If you don't believe in past life, hey, Heather, my love. Hopefully you were able to get the advanced guide and like dive in. You guys could have something past life. If you don't resonate with past life, maybe you resonate with something else because we are eternal beings, okay? Okay, so frog song. We are going to work with frog song. So frog song has given me permission. So you always have to do this work with permission, you guys. We do not do anything against anyone's free will, ever. So I'm going to be using the intuitive testing technique. So you're not going to be seeing what I'm doing, but I teach this for $27 in my advanced intuitive testing guide. I learned it. It's called Innerwise in Germany, okay? So frog song gave me permission. Yes, perfect. So we're going to ask which key. We're going to ask, is it physical, emotional, spiritual, generational, past life, or absorbed? Physical, emotional, spiritual, generational. Okay, so he has something generational. Okay, so you guys, one universal way to release pain is through breath. No matter who I work with, whatever religion, wherever they live, they understand breath and they understand unconditional love. Those are two universal concepts. So when I'm doing the holding sacred space, first I want everyone to be holding and sending sacred space to each person that we're helping. But for frog song, I want you to just breathe in unconditional love into your pain. And then as you breathe out, you're seeing that pain come out of your body, okay? So that's all you got to do, you guys. So when you come up and I work on you, I want you to breathe unconditional love into that pain. And with each breath out, you're just breathing that pain out, and then trust whatever emotions come up. If you need to cry, if you need to scream, if you need to yawn, if you need to get a drink of water, like just trust what you need to do. Okay. So this is generational. We need to know more. No. So if you don't need to know more, it means that your body's ready to clear. So frog song, go ahead and just clear this through breath. And I'm going to ask if this has been cleared. Yes. And this will get him to a 9, an 8, a 7. So this is only going to get him to a 7. So if it only gets into a 7, we know there's another key, right? Because there could be multiple layers, multiple keys causing the same pain or adding to the pain. So we're going to ask again, it's physical, emotional, spiritual, generational, past life, absorbed. Physical, emotional, spiritual, generational, past life. Okay? So this is past life that's coming up. We need to know more? No. Okay? So again, we don't need to know more. So frogs on, you're going to continue to breathing in unconditional love into your pain. And as you breathe out, I want you to see that pain leaving your body. This will get him to a 6, a 5, a 4, a 3. So this is going to get him to a 3 pain. We can get him to a 2, a 1, a 0. We can get him to a 0 on this call. Yes. Okay. So do you see how I'm speaking to his body. I'm not forcing. I'm not commanding. I'm not doing the healing, okay? I'm not a healer or a savior. I'm holding sacred space and testing. And this is what you'll do when you get my advanced guide. You'll learn how to do this proxy, okay? How we doing, frog? It's so cute. So as you guys are releasing, you guys let everyone know in the comments when that starts to come down. But there's no pressure. Like, don't feel obligated to get to a number that you're not at, because that's definitely not what we're at. We doing good, love? Okay. So we're going to test, because this will get him down to a 3, which means we need another key. So we're going to ask, it's physical, emotional, spiritual, generational, past life, absorbed. So this one is absorbed. Okay, so he's absorbed someone else's energy. It's not his, but he's taken it as his own and he's holding on to it. We need to know more. Yes. From mom, from dad, a family member, a friend, a community. Do we need to know more? Yes. Does he know which community? Yes. Okay. Does he need to know more? No. Okay. So you absorbed some type of energy from a community that you're aware of, but it's not yours. So with each breath in, unconditional love. And then when you breathe out, you're going to breathe that absorbed energy back to sender with love, right? Whether it was done intentionally or not, back to sender. Okay. So frog song, you let us know when that starts to shift down, and numbers, right? We all know numbers. So if you're at a 10, let us know when it gets to a 9, an 8, a 7. Do you guys hear me? Yes, okay, perfect. Someone said that I have no audio. I was like, just want to make sure that wasn't me. Okay, perfect. So frog song, let us know how you're feeling. And then we are just going to hold Care Bear Sacred Love beam to frog song, okay? As he's processing this. There's more we need to do for frog song. Nope, so we're just going to let him process. All right. And so when you guys see him comment his number, will you just comment it a bunch of times so that I can see it? Because we're going to go to the next person and we're just going to keep doing this for everyone. Okay. So the next one is Stop City. Shut the front door, you guys. Frog, he is at a freaking 2. He is at a 2. Yes, you powerful king, you. You guys, this is not magic. This is your God-given gift, your creator's gift for you to just know what's wrong. And when you know, you can release. Okay? Heck yes. So much love to you. Thank you for being willing to come on here and let us test for you. And you're going to get to a 0. So when you get to a 0, you let us know, okay? And will everyone just send frog song like so many hearts? Like heart the crap out of him. Okay? And then next is Stop City. Is Stop City here? You're welcome, Michaela. Yep, you're right after Stop City. If Stop City doesn't show up, oh, here. Okay. And I got permission. Yes. Okay. So we're going to do Stop City. So you guys, I'm teaching you the keys. Yes. Look at all this love for you, frog song. Like we are not alone in this, you guys. So Stop City, we're going to test for Stop City. Was that a 10-10? We're going to use the keys. I use these keys for everything. Now you have the keys so you can be empowered too. So we're going to ask, is it physical, emotional, spiritual, generational, past life, absorbed? Oh, you're welcome, love. Crying, trust the crying because that is a huge release. Crying is a huge, powerful release, okay? Especially for men. Especially for men, okay? So that is powerful. So Stop City. Physical, emotional, spiritual, generational, past life. You guys, there's always a theme. Have you noticed that? Last night, it was everyone absorbed. This night, I think we're going to get the past lives. Okay. Stop City, this is past life. Do we need to know more? No. So you're just going to breathe unconditional love into that pain. And when you breathe it out, you're just releasing, allowing that to come out of you, okay? This will get to a 9, an 8, a 7, a 6, a 5, a 4. So this will get you to a 4, which means there's another key. Okay? So for those of you who are watching, we're using the keys as a way to communicate through our body, okay? So when my body's speaking to me through pain, I'm going to be like, thank you for showing me the pain. Now which key so that I can unlock this truth, okay? So we just released past life. That is being released, yes. I'm not healing. I'm not a savior. I'm just holding sacred space. You guys are doing the work, okay? We just released a past life. This will get him to a 4 or her to a 4. So now we're going to go to the next key. It's physical, emotional, spiritual, generational, past life, absorbed. Oh, that's so interesting, right, guys? So absorbed energy. You took it on as yours, but it's not yours. We need to know more, yes. From mom, from dad, from brother, from sister, from family. Uncle, aunt, cousins, a cousin. Does he need to know what cousin? No. So you absorbed energy from a cousin that wasn't yours. So you're going to breathe unconditional love into that pain. And as you breathe out, you're going to send that absorbed energy back to sender with love. Okay? And this will get you to a 3, a 2, a 1, a 0. Tonight, yes. So Stop City, this is going to get you to a 0. We're just going to hold sacred space. So you just let us know. Oops, sorry guys, I got to do the puzzle thing. You just let us know as you're coming down in numbers because we can all relate to numbers, okay? And then how was Frog doing? Did Frog get to a 0 yet? I didn't see. Okay, Stop City's down to a 7. So Stop City's down to a 7, you guys. So that's beautiful. Maybe a different key. Frog song. Where are you at, Frog? Are you still at a 2? He needs another key because this will get you to a 0. It just might be integration. So just keep breathing. Yeah, Frog's at a 2. So you're stuck at a 2, which is fine. It doesn't mean anything's wrong. If you feel like there's something spiritual, let me ask. There's something spiritual. There's something spiritual we need to clear tonight. Okay, so I did get yes to there's something spiritual, but it's not to be cleared tonight. So what happens is we clear in layers, right? If you feel like there's something spiritual though, Frog, command it to leave. Breathe love into that pain and command it to leave or move it through breath. It's like sad, but it's been the whole week. Yeah. So trust that this past life that we just released, this absorbed energy and this generational thing that you've been carrying for a whole week, okay? Just trust that you just need time to integrate. And that spiritual key could be ascension symptoms, right? So we just need to hold a sacred space. You just processed a lot. Like this might not seem like a lot, you guys, but carrying something past life, and I don't know how old you are, carrying something absorbed, that is a lot. It is like a splinter that gets festered and turns into infection and can take you out if you don't take care of it. That's right. That's what your mom said. Yeah, 39. Yeah, so for you, I just want you to give yourself sacred space to breathe in unconditional love over and over and over and then process. You said you were crying. Like that is a good sign. Okay? You're doing incredible. You got yourself to a 2 from a 10. Like be so proud of yourself. Okay, Stop City, how we doing? Hey, Alfie. Okay, so when I'm, you're welcome, Frog. When I first jump on, I'm on about 45 minutes, and then I have people give me a 10-10 and give me permission. So we have quite a few. If we get through them, though, and you put a 10-10 permission, I can see if I can add you to the list, okay? So we're waiting for Stop City to get to a 0, okay? Frog, you let us know when you get to a 0 because you're going to. It might take the rest of this live, but just trust it's going to happen. Good. I was directed to an area that I was ignoring from a cousin was right on. Boom. Oh, that's crazy, right? Crazy. So, Stop City, you let us know when you get to a 0 so we can love bomb you. And same with Frog, okay? So Frog's at a 2. Stop City's processing right now, integrating. And now we're going to work with Michaela. Micaela. You guys, if your body, hey love, okay, we're doing you next. So make sure you've given me permission. You guys, as you're listening to this, if your body screams a little bit louder when I mention a key, that is your yes. This is it. Claim that as your body's truth. Breathe in unconditional love into that and breathe out the pain. You can do this right now. So right now we're working with Michaela. So we're going to ask, her body is at a 10-10 pain. Thank you, body, for speaking to truth. Stop silencing your truth. The only way through the pain, or the only way to release the pain is through it. It's the only way, but it doesn't have to be hard. It can be quick, and I'm going to show you in seconds. We're going to ask if it's physical, emotional, spiritual, generational, past life, or absorbed. It's physical, emotional, spiritual, generational, past life, absorbed. Okay? So she took on something that wasn't hers and she claimed it as her own, and she's holding on to that, okay? And it's causing her pain because her body's like, this isn't yours. Please let go of it. And instead of let going of it, we silence our pain with painkillers, binge eating, drugs, alcohol, whatever, you name it, we silence it. Because that's what we've been taught, which is a lie. It's from mom, it's from dad. Do we need to know more? No, we actually didn't need to know more, so we're just going to release that. So Michaela, breathe into unconditional love. to that pain. And when you breathe out, send that back to sender with love. Okay? That will get her to a 9, an 8, a 7, a 6, a 5, a 4. So that is only going to get her pain to a 4, which means there's another key. So is it physical, emotional, spiritual, generational, past life, absorbed? Let's ask. It's physical, emotional, spiritual, generational, past life. It's absorbed again. Is this attached to the same one? No. Do we need to know more? Yes. It's from mom. It's from dad. So this time it's from dad. Do we need to know how many generations back? Yes. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 generations back. And this was the mom. This was the dad. This was the dad 5 generations back. Okay. Do we need to know more? Yes. Do we need to know the emotion? Yes. I knew it. Okay. Let me get my emotion chart real quick. Okay, I'm back. So sometimes we have to know the emotion because we are carrying that emotion in this lifetime. So this is the advanced guide, you guys, that you get for $27. It is a digital download, so don't expect a book. If you want to print it, you can print it for like $15. So in the back, I have all my charts, okay? So I have 2 pages of trapped emotions. They're all the main ones. So we're going to ask if it's at the front page, it's the back page, okay? Page 50 through 60, 60, 61, 66, which is low self-esteem. Low self-esteem, Michaela. Do you struggle with low self-esteem? This was it. Yes, we can clear it. Yes. Okay. So low. Yay! She got the guide. Oh, yeah. Okay. So this has been generationally a problem, especially on the male side, for struggling with low self-esteem, okay? And now that you recognize that this was not just yours, it was a generational thing, we can clear it. So you're going to breathe in unconditional love into that pain of feeling low self-worth. And as you breathe out, you're going to breathe that out. And when you breathe in unconditional love, I am worthy. I am enough, okay? I am powerful. Whatever you feel like you need other than unconditional love to replace that. And then let's see what this will get you to a 4. So this will get her to a 3, a 2, a 1, a 0. This will get you to a 0, girl. Yes. Everyone send Michaela so much love, okay? Imagine carrying low self-worth, not only from your own traumas, but generationally from your family. Actually sobbing. Yes, let it all come out. Because that is a lot. That was my big, big one too. Low self-esteem and feeling unworthy. If you guys claimed that, if you guys felt that, you guys at a soul level, why aren't you breathing unconditional love into that and releasing it right now? You don't have to carry it, okay? Melissa, you're up next, love. And then Frog and Stop City. Check in, let us know where you're at. We haven't forgotten about you. We're still holding sacred space. You might have messaged, but still let us know. So when you get to a 0, we can cheer you on. Melissa, yes. Hey, Nikki love. We worked on Nikki yesterday. How are you doing today, Queen? You're feeling okay. Hey, good job, Frog. I'm glad you're still here. Keep trusting and keep releasing. You did an incredible job today, so you should be very proud of yourself. Okay. Hey, guys. Oh, Michaela, thank you, love. She said, I just want to say this is the most spot on ever. All night for hours I've been feeling father wound. You guys, we carry it. Our bodies literally just speak to us. We just have to learn how to hold sacred space. Hey, Mia, welcome in, love. Okay, you guys, we're going to work on Melissa. She just gave me permission. I teach you how to do this in my advanced intuitive testing guide if you want to do this for your friends and your family, okay? I'm not a healer. I'm a psychic and a medium for myself. I do receive visions and revelations, okay? But I do not force healing on anyone. It is all through permission, and this is something you can definitely do. Learn the keys for yourself, though. You guys get the free guide. Click my picture, it's in my stand store. because I at least want you to be able to do this work for yourself because it's life-changing, and you can go from a 10-10 pain to a 0 in minutes. You don't have to carry it, okay? So I'm gonna show you how these keys work with Miss Melissa. She's a 10-10 pain. Thank you, body, for speaking to us truth. We're no longer gonna silence you or mask you with painkillers. We're gonna ask, is it physical, emotional, spiritual, generational, past life, or absorbed? Oh, I missed that, Nikki. You said I absorbed my dad's energy. I was shown it was the grief from losing my uncle. Oh, that's beautiful. Okay, so if you were testing no from everything and you got a guide, you have energetic entanglement, and you got to go to the tips and tricks, and you have to ground, you have to drink water, you have to clear, and you have to get out of your head because you're probably trying to test with your conscious. Drop in from your conscious to your heart, and you're not looking at your hands. You're not looking and trying to force the results of your body, okay? That might help. So Melissa, it's physical, emotional, spiritual, generational, past life, or absorbed. It's absorbed. And Nikki, I love that you went in and you asked deeper questions. I could probably guarantee you're a 1 in human design. Let me know if I'm right. Did you do your human design chart? Let me know if you're a 1. Because my 1s are investigators and they want to know. So Melissa, she absorbed energy from mom, from dad. Do we need to know more? No. So that means we can clear it. So Melissa, you've been carrying somebody else's energy, you little empath. So breathe in unconditional love, and then when you breathe out, send this back to sender with love, okay? This will get her to a 9, an 8, a 7, a 6, a 5, a 4. So this is going to get Melissa to a 4, which means we have another key that we need to ask. So we're going to ask, physical, emotional, spiritual, generational, past life. I knew there was a theme tonight, you guys. So Melissa, there's something past life. This is part of our spiritual mastery course that we're in. Drinking my frequency codes. Just a second. All right. So we're going to ask, do we need to know more? Yes. It's the persecution's cross. Yes. So you'll hear me ask that all the time because so many people are awakening. All right, Melissa, let's get really real for a second. You have, like we all do, but this is your time to release the pain, the traumas, and recognize that those traumas were your training and that your silencing is done. Like you are being called to step fully into your spiritual gifts and to be seen and to be heard in a big way. So you're done playing small, Melissa, okay? So this is going to be a big one. This means that you've had multiple lifetimes where you were a truth speaker and you were silenced because of your truth. And in this lifetime, you will not be silenced. And you're going to take all those experiences now into this lifetime and bring heaven on earth. Okay? If this felt like you and you're listening to this and you're like, oh my gosh, this is me too, can you please claim it because these words are for you too. So this is going to get her down to a 3, a 2, a 1, a 0. Good job, Melissa. It's time, babe. Not messing around anymore. So when you get to a 0, yes, look at all these people claiming it. When you get to a 0, Melissa, you let us know because we are going to send you so many massive amounts of hearts. And I cannot wait to see you come on my live and say, guess what I'm doing? It's powerful. All right, Pam/Walls. You are so welcome, Melissa. And Frog, I see you, love. Frog, you get my free guide because you are powerful, especially if you just went to India and had, some pretty cool, crazy experiences. Can I tell you guys something really quickly? If you have experienced extreme traumas, If you've experienced demonic entities or things that just seem like why, can I tell you that it's for your training? And I know that doesn't seem fair, but it is for your training. If you look at all the ascended masters, if you look at Mother Mary, if you look at Mary Magdalene, if you look at Jesus Christ, they had severe traumas, and that was their training, because you have to descend below all things in order to ascend. So people who want to be saviors or leaders or exemplary people, that is not an easy task. You have to go through a lot of trauma and trials to be born again, okay? You do not get to escape life easily and then be seen as a leader. People won't believe you. And I think people are tired of the fake gurus, the fake spiritual leaders, you know, the fake mediums, the fake healers who pretend to have all the answers. And then you find out all these things, that they're laundering money and they're stealing and they're, you know, you go through your trials and your traumas to teach through example. If you truly believe Jesus Christ only lived one life, I'm just saying, okay? He said, I have only done what my Father has done before me. What does that mean his Father did? Okay? All right. Pam Walls, are you here, love? Oh, Stop City, hard to breathe. Okay, so can we just send Stop City like a beam of light? Because he is just having a hard time. And this is normal as you're shifting. So just trust that these emotions are coming up. And then just command it. Stop City, thanks for the love. Command it to be easier. Just say, hey, I'm integrating a little bit too fast. I need you to slow down and let me breathe, okay? Because you are in control of your body. You are in control. You just have to let your body know, okay? Because it's been waiting for a long time to release, so it's going to do it as fast as it can. So just slow down, body. Let me breathe so I can release gently, okay? And keep breathing. I know it's hard to breathe, but keep breathing, okay? Melissa, how we doing, love? Yes. Care Bear stairs. I need to get a Care Bear shirt or a Care Bear sweater. Alfie, thank you for sending so much love. In fact, I forgot to write your name down here. Alfie. Melissa, I'm doing okay. I'm the first to spiritually awaken in my own family. Yeah. So let us know, you guys, when you're coming down. Let us know what you're coming down to in numbers, because we can all relate to numbers, okay? And Michaela, did we get you down to a 0? Did we get you to a 0? Okay, so Stop City is at a 5, but he is going to get to a 0. Not yet. Okay. No rush, you guys. Just keep us in the loop so that we can send you like masses amount of love. Okay? So for those of you guys who want to learn this system and you want to be able to do what I'm doing and help your family members and your friends, I have a $27 guide. If you want to step into your spiritual gifts with a strong, solid foundation of truth, you want to be seen and you want to be heard, or you just want some pretty crazy spiritual tools to ascend, to have a deeper, stronger connection to God and Source, to have prophetic dreams and visions, to know your spiritual name, that's my spiritual mastery course. It's $397. We just started on Monday. So jump in, okay? We're also going to be starting Ritual on January, which is, I'm including it into the group. It is a 30-day New Year ritual that's going to change a lot of people's lives when it comes to that financial money scarcity mindset. Good morning, Angel. Is it morning at where you're at? All right, so Pam Walls, did she say she was here? Pam Walls. And then Christy. How do you learn not to let the fear of judgment take over at all? You just have to choose not to. It's always just a choice. Yes. Okay, Miss Pam. Okay, so she's at a 10-10. She gave me permission. Yes. Okay, you guys, I always test if they actually gave me permission, because sometimes you'll test and it'll be no. So always make sure when you learn how to do this for other people in the advanced guide that you always get that, yes, they said I have permission. So Pam has a 10-10 pain. Thank you, body, for speaking to us through pain. Pain is the secret language of the body. That is key number 1. Key number 2 is it could be physical, it could be emotional, generational, absorbed, spiritual, or past life. Okay? So I'm just going to test for Pam. It's physical, emotional, spiritual, generational, past life. Yep, there is a theme today, you guys. Past life. We need to know more. Yes, it's the persecution's cross. Yes, Pam. Ditto to what I said to Melissa, Pam. So your life has led you up to this moment where universe, God is telling you it's game time to step fully into being seen and heard and into your spiritual gifts. Okay? You two have lived multiple lifetimes of persecution. So you hear of witches being hung or burned alive, or you guys look at Joan of Arc. Okay? So you have lived multiple of those lives where your voice was always cut short for speaking truth. But in this lifetime, it's not going to. In this lifetime, you're going to ascend because you descended below all things. You're going to ascend, and now is the time. So we're going to breathe unconditional love into that pain, and we're going to release generations of past life right now, okay? This is going to get her to a 9, an 8, a 7, a 6, a 5, a 4, a 3, a 2, a 1, a 0. This is going to get you to a 0, Pam. That's all you needed. Crazy. So Pam, just trust whatever emotion comes up for you, okay? Hold very, very, very strong sacred space as you push this out. Yay! Yes, queen. She's like, I claim this. I claim this. Heck yes. Yes. So we're doing Care Bear Stare for Miss Pam. We're still holding space for Frog. Stop City. Let us know where you're at, honey. You were at a 5. Were you able to push through that? Michaela, did we get you to a 0 yet? I think you were so close. And now Miss Pam. Frog is a 0. Yay! Oh, I gotta pin this. Okay. For those of you who just jumped on, you guys, Frog was at a 10-10 pain. He just had some pretty awakening experiences in India, and he came home feeling a lot. And so he's at a 0 now. Okay? Thank you for speaking to Angel for me. Yes, Frog. Stop City. You're almost there, brother. You were almost there. Okay. I'm at a 5. I feel like I need to get quiet and go on a walk. Okay, perfect. So Stop City, trust that. Get off this live. Go for a walk. And then you come on another time and you just share, okay? But thank you for trusting your body and knowing exactly what you need to do, because that is it. So we're going to all send Stop City some massive love for his walk. Good night, love. Okay? That's exactly what you guys need to do. You guys need to start listening to your intuition. When you feel like you need to do something, you do it. If you need to leave a family party, if you need to say no to someone, if you need to remove yourself from situations, like that is your intuition speaking. So thank you, Stop City, for that. You are so welcome. You are so welcome. All right, Christy. Yeah, big lesson on boundaries for sure. Love you, Stop City. Okay, Christy, Kristi. Are you still here? Christy, then Karina, then J Bear. And then I'll write you down. Saashakti. And then, okay, Christy, Karina, or J Bear. Yay, Tanya. I love it that you're back here, babe. Make sure you follow me so you don't lose me. Okay. Go ahead, Frog. We love you. We got you to a 0, and then I'm here for you. We go live every day. We are a family, a community. Okay. Lisa Tippins. Thank you for the love. Thank you for the love, Frog. Lisa Tippins, KDG7. So I'm just going through the list, you guys. Esmeralda. Elfie. Hey, Wendy. Thanks for joining, love. Elfie, are you still here? Yes. Okay, Elfie, would you still like me to tap in with you? Esmeralda, you're here. Okay. Yes. Okay. So Esmeralda, will you just give me permission? I'm going to check in with Elfie real quick, and then you're next. Okay. Sorry if you were trying to jump in. So Elfie, you were next anyway, so that's great. Okay. So Elfie, we are going to hold sacred space for Elfie. She's at a 10-10. She was at a 10-10. Yes. Okay. She's giving me permission. Yes. So we're just going to use the keys. You guys can access these keys for free in my free guide. Or if you want to learn how to do this, just like I'm doing with your friends and your family, then get my guide. It's only $27. Okay. So we're going to ask first, Elfie, thank you, pain, for speaking truth, right? Because pain is the secret language of the body. Then we're going to ask if it's physical, emotional, spiritual, generational, past life, or absorbed. Okay. It's physical, emotional, spiritual, generational, past life. Very interesting, you guys. The theme tonight is past life. We need to know more. Yes. Is it the persecutions cross? No. Okay. That's okay. Oh, is this tied to an emotion? Yes. Okay. So let's get the emotion that's coming up. Okay. Oh, front page, back page. It's tied to an emotion. Okay. Sorry. Let me ground again. I'm Heather. We're working on Elfie. Yes. Sometimes you guys, when you test, you'll feel off, like something shifts. And that's when I know I need to rebalance and ground because my answers were not right. So it's past life. Yes. We need to know more. No. Okay. So we don't need to know emotion, which means that we could just clear it. So Elfie, you are going to breathe in unconditional love into this pain. And then as you breathe out, you're just going to breathe that energy out. Okay. Move that emotion and trust whatever emotion comes up as you release. And this is going to get her to a 9, an 8, a 7, a 6, a 5, a 4, a 3, a 2, a 1, a 0. You need more testing? No. So Elfie, this 10-10 pain is going to get down to a 0. So you just hold that sacred space, breathe into it, and trust whatever emotion comes out, okay? So we're just holding sacred space for Elfie. All right. Esmeralda, you're next, okay? So we're going to just jump right into it. So she had a 10-10 pain, and we're going to do the same keys. You guys, repetition is key, and this is all you need. Okay? Can you use this other than pain? Yes. Can you use this for money blocks? Yes. Can you say that, is this the right relationship? Yes. Can you say, this is a bad job for me? Yes. Okay? You become an investigator because you've tapped into your intuition, which never lies, always tells the truth. So you can ask questions. The keys just help you get to the root cause of things quicker. Okay? Esmeralda, it's physical, emotional, spiritual, generational, past life, absorbed. Okay? So she is dealing with some absorbed energy that's not hers, that she claimed as hers. So we need to know who she absorbed it from. Yes. Mom, dad, brother, sister, sister. Do you have a sister, Esmeralda? Yes. Okay. Okay. Do we need to know more? No. Okay. So you took something on that was your sister's and you took it on as your own, but we're going to breathe in unconditional love to the pain. And then as you breathe out, you're just going to give that back to your sister with love. Okay. You didn't need to take that on as your own. That's going to take her to a 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. So that will get her to a 4 pain, which means there is another key that's attached to this pain because you could have multiple keys. Okay. So we're going to ask again. This will, it's physical, emotional, spiritual, generational. So generational. Okay, we learned through epigenetics, through the study of mice, that you can have things passed down from mom and dad multiple generations back. Do we need to know more? No. So that means we can clear it. If we don't need to know more, we don't need to know more, okay? Our body spoke the truth, so now we can go through the pain and release that. So Esmeralda, just breathe unconditional love into the pain and breathe it out, okay? This will get her to a 3, a 2, a 1, a 0. So Esmeralda, that's going to get you to a 0. So just keep doing the breath work and make sure you let us know in numbers when your pain starts to drop. Past life means not this life, or could be that I want to evolve and be a new person, but pain is there. Yeah, whatever your perception of that is your truth, right? So I'd mentioned that some of the keys, some people don't believe in demonic entities or unclean spirits, but they do believe in like dark shadows or energy work. And that the truth is that you just need to know that you have power over that. So if we tested past life, you get to determine and ask intuition what is right, okay? But either way, your body spoke truth to you, so you can release that. Okay? All right, Irma. I have Saashak, and then I have Irma. You are so welcome, Elfie. And then let us know, like, if you're feeling stuck, where you're at. Okay, perfect. So, Elfie, let us know, and then I'm going to pin you Sashakti. Is that how you say your name? Sashakti. Okay. And then how is everyone doing? Let's check in real quick. How is Pam doing? Shakti. Okay. How is Pam doing? Hey, Laquanda. Yes, so glad you found me, love. Make sure you follow me. I go live every day, and I give you these keys for free. That's what we're doing. We're using the keys to get people from a 10-10 pain to a 0 pain. So how was Melissa and Pam and Michaela doing? Were they all doing good? Feeling lighter and more at peace. Okay, perfect. Pam, did you get down to a 0, love? I think I need to slow down and hold sacred space while you guys process. Yes. Okay, yay. So you guys, everyone, sweet Pam, okay, got down to a 0. She was at a 10-10 pain. We cleared a huge persecutions cross. Huge persecutions cross, okay? That means we're going to be seeing some pretty big things from Pam pretty soon. Thanks for the love. So if we can all send Pam like so much Care Bear love, because she just did a really big thing, okay? Releasing these energies, these trapped emotions, these generational traumas, like that's a lot. Yes, Pam. Amazing. Thank you so much. Okay, so we are going to work on Shakti. It totally spaced my random, but you are it. You're so welcome, Pam. So we're going to ask, is it physical, emotional, spiritual, generational, past life? You guys, tonight's theme is definitely past life. You will see on my lives, there's usually like a major theme. Yesterday, it was absorbed energy and generational. We did have a couple past lives, but this is the main thing. So Shakti, let's see what it is. We need to know more. No. So we don't need to know more, which means that this is ready to just leave. So unconditional love into your pain. And then as you breathe out, you're breathing that pain out of your body, okay? And this will get her to a 9, an 8, a 7, a 6, a 5, a 4, a 3, a 2, a 1, a 0. She needs more. Nope. Do you see how many people we did this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 people with a past life tonight, you guys. If you want to know, Esmeralda feeling lighter and emotional. Yay! Let us know when you get to a 0 too, hun. So Care Bear love for Esmeralda. Okay, she was releasing generational and absorbed energy. Shakti, she just released a past life. It's been released, yes. So we're just trusting integration. I feel lighter. I feel at a 5. Elfie, yay! So Elfie is moving that energy too. So we have a few people who are integrating, and this is sacred space. So if you're in here, just say, I send out sacred space. I send out Care Bear love to these people, okay? So if you want to know if you have something past life, you can. You can get my free guide. You can learn how to test. It does take a little bit longer in my free guide. I did have a couple people reach out to me and they were really frustrated because they're like, this is a little bit harder than I thought. And I was like, I get it, because you have to start trusting your intuition, which takes time. It's a muscle. You've ignored it for 30, 40, 50 years. But if you want a quicker way where you can get to your yes and no in literal seconds, like I did with these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 people, it's $9.50. We've worked on 7 people, okay? I couldn't do this as quickly if I was using the older method, but the older method still works. But this method in my advanced guide, which is $27, it's seconds. And I also teach you how to do this with other people, your family members, your children, your husband, your wife, okay? People need this information. These keys are free, so please share them. When you get the free guide, share, 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 share. Okay? Learn and share. Shakti, how we doing, girl? Do you see how it could just be one trapped key, one locked key, that if you just unlock it and unlock that silencing of your truth, the pain is gone. Okay? LaQuanda, I know mine is from my mom who passed away. How do I release? There's several different ways of releasing. Tonight on this live, hey, welcome back, Jay. Tonight on this live, we're breathing unconditional love. This is a universal law, is breath and unconditional love. So if you can just breathe in unconditional love to that pain you're feeling, and then with every breath, see it leaving your body, intuitively, you're just holding sacred space for that pain to come out. You're not silencing it, you're allowing it to come out. Yes, sea salt, fixed income. Where do I get the free guide? Yes, click my picture again, and then it'll bring you my profile, and then in my stand, it says free guide. Make sure you take the free Live Empowered course too. My pain feels a little more intense. Trust that, and keep breathing into that. We need more codes for her? No. So sometimes, you guys, the pain will intensify. It'll max and climax right before it comes down, okay? It's kind of like when you clean out your kitchen cupboard. It seems like a disaster and it's overwhelming before you can put everything back in and it's clean. So if the pain intensifies, you figured it out. So how I came to know the spiritual key even deeper is I had migraines. I was being attacked by legions of entities. Thanks for the love. As soon as I acknowledged that it was legions of entities, you better believe that my pain intensified. It was like, oh, shoot. So your body's now, oh, she's paying attention. Okay, we're going to bring it up fully. So you've been pushing it down for so long. You're like, but it was a past life. I didn't know. You're right. You didn't know, but now you know. So now it's going to intensify because it's coming out. So you guys trust. But you can also ask your body, can you please integrate more gently? Like, just tell your body, like, this is too much. Can you make it come out more gently? And then breath, breath, breath. When we're in pain, we stop breathing. So breathe, breathe, breathe. Unconditional love in. That pain is out of my body, okay? Thank you, Yaka. Okay. Elfie, we're just checking in. Esmeralda, checking in. How we doing? Me too, Erica. Eric, sorry, not Erica. Eric Rome. Glad you found me too, love. Okay? Yeah, so when you go to my main profile, at the top, you'll see my profile picture, and then it says, I turn truth. into my income, and then there's a Stand Store link. When you click on that, it will take you right into my store, and the very first thing is free guide. Okay? So we are holding sacred space for Esmeralda, Elfie, and Shakti. How you guys doing? She's at a 4, almost at a 4. Okay, perfect. So just keep breathing. Elfie's at a 3. Oh, love, thank you. So Elfie, I did turn on my spiritual antenna. And I teach you guys this in my spiritual mastery course. We will activate and turn on and awaken your spiritual antenna. And when you do, there's a specific thing that we do to call in the people we were meant to help. Because we are all gifts, you guys. You were put on this earth with people that you promised from the other side, like, don't worry, I got you, girl. I got you. I'm going to help you remember who you are. That's all I do, is I help women and men remember who they were and awaken their spiritual gifts. Because I am not special. We are all brothers and sisters. We're all equal. Okay? But we're here to help each other. So if you want to learn how to activate your spiritual gifts in a safe way, have you noticed a lot of people are spiritually awakening? Their antennas are like almost forced on, whether from trauma, postpartum, accidents, psychedelics or medications are wakening people up. And they don't have the spiritual boundaries or a solid foundation, so they go into a psychosis. There's nothing wrong with them. They just activated their spiritual gifts so that it's like, boom, my antenna is on to everyone. All timelines, dimension, and space. So they're having angels come in, demons come in, ancestors come in. They're being so bombarded without the boundaries and the safety structure. And then they don't know that they can have boundaries and say no, no, no. Okay? So when you activate your spiritual antenna, you set very specific terms and boundaries, and then you call in your sacred tribe. So if you found me tonight, most likely you resonated with my frequency and you found me, okay? It's like a moth to the light, but I'm giving you truth. Beautiful, okay? You are so welcome. I remember you from the neighborhood and asked for what? And you call cops and take me to mental hospital? Did I do that? I don't remember that. Maybe in another lifetime. Yay, I'm so glad you guys found me. Irma. So Irma, you're next, okay? Shakti is at a 7. Shakti is at a 7, you guys. We are sending her Care Bear love. We just released one past life. If that doesn't resonate with you, change the language to resonate what that means and feels like to you, okay? We're working on Irma. So Irma gave me a permission. Yes. Okay, she's at a 10-10. Yes. So we're going to ask. We're going to use the 7 keys. Is it physical, emotional, spiritual, generational, past life? Shut the front freaking door, you guys. It is the theme. You guys, if you feel this is true for you, just claim it in this live. Breathe unconditional love into your pain and breathe it out. Your body knows what it needs. We just have to hold sacred space. This is sacred space for you too, okay? If you're hearing this, you can claim it, okay? We need to know more. Yes, persecution's cross. Holy. You guys, you can't make this stuff up. Persecution's cross. Now, if it's not the persecution's cross, you guys, and I cleared this or helped you clear this, I just told you what key it is. That does not mean that it's not as big or epic, okay? It does not mean that you do not have spiritual gifts that you are meant to step fully into be seen. You may have already cleared the persecution's cross in this lifetime through other modalities or healings or just claiming it. So please don't think that just because I'm not saying that doesn't mean that you are not meant to step fully into your spiritual gifts, okay? Because everybody is. If you are here in this lifetime, in this dispensation, and you're awake and aware and you're trying to better yourself, you're on the other side, right? You're on the good side. You're on the side that's trying to bring heaven on earth and create a massive conscious awakening, okay? So Irma, You are ready to step into your spiritual gifts, okay? The traumas and the trials that you went through, I want you to know that they were your training. They were your training to prepare you for what you were going to step into in this next chapter in your life. So you had to go through those things, not because you were being punished or because you did something wrong or because you were not good enough, because you were absolutely worthy enough and good enough. Does that make sense, you guys? So if any of you guys read the Sophia Codes, Kai Ra, like, I loved her book. Like, she was definitely a part of like activating certain DNA strands and remembrances in me. But massive trauma, sexual trauma, right? Sold horrible things since she was 2. She chose, this is hard for people to like take as truth, but she chose to go through these things because she knew that if she descended below those things, she would ascend even higher. It's a crazy concept, but when you understand that, it makes you recognize your traumas and your trials. And you can turn them into your power. Victims who, yes, they are victims, but people who continue to wear their pain as a badge, like it defines them. They don't know who they are without their pain. Like, they're just not ready yet, okay? So Irma, we're breathing in unconditional love into this pain, and we're breathing out all the fears, okay? All the times we've been afraid to be seen, to be heard. This is your time where you're stepping fully into your gifts. And this will get her to a 9, an 8, a 7, a 6, a 5, a 4. So this is going to get you to a 4. I don't know how to breathe anymore. Girl, you just breathe. That's like, babies know how to do that. And if it feels uncomfortable, that means your body's trying to release something and you're holding on to something. So this will get Irma to a 4, which means there's another key, okay? So we're going to ask, it's physical, emotional, spiritual, generational, past life, absorbed. So she has absorbed something that's not hers, but she has taken it on as hers. We need to know more. Yes, from mom, it's from dad. So you've taken something from dad. Is it more than one generation? Yes. Do we need to know more? Yes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 generations back on dad's side, Irma, and it was from the mom, it was from the dad. Okay, so 5 generations back from the matriarch in the family. We need to know the emotion. No. Okay, so we can release. So you're going to breathe in unconditional love into this pain, and as you breathe out, you're sending that energy back to sender with love. Okay, this is going to get her to a 0 in this live. Yes, so this will get you to a 0 in this live, Irma. Okay, let me read what you're saying. Okay, Jay, I'm doing these exercises with you all, but it's not having any effect. This is so frustrating. Jay, because you haven't gotten the right key. Okay? So make sure you get my free guide so that you know how to do this, so that you can know what your yes and no is, so that when you ask if it's physical, emotional, spiritual, generational, past life, absorbed, when your body says yes, then you can release it. So my body's not going to release the pain if I didn't listen to it, or I'm trying to do something else. So that's why when I say on here, let's stop playing a needle in a haystack and guessing, because you could be doing a parasite cleanse or detox, taking vitamins. That's not going to work. Your body's like, nope, try again. Nope, that's not it. Right? So you're not doing anything wrong. You just haven't learned what your yes and your no is, so that you can know which key will unlock your truth. When you know the right key, the door will open, the pain will go away. So you're not doing anything wrong. But it's good that you're watching, so that when you learn your yes and no, you can ask these questions and you know which key. Because repetition is key. So, Elfie, how we doing? Shakti, how we doing? Irma, how we doing? So we're just holding sacred space. They are doing the work, okay? They're breathing in unconditional love to the pain, and they're allowing it to release. I told you to claim that and release it, but if you don't know what you're claiming and releasing, it might not work. So that's why I said if your pain triggers when I say physical or emotional or spiritual or generational, you like get a ping every time I say it, then you know that's probably it. Does that make sense? Just like when someone speaks truth, you get like a shocking jolt of like energy, like the Holy Spirit. You're like, oh, that was truth. Yay, Esmeralda. She's down to a 2, you guys. Okay, so the intensity of my pain is still 7, but it feels like something is unwinding. Perfect. So just trust that. Shakti. So Shakti is down to a 7. So just trust, and there's no rush on this live. So if you need to get a drink of water, if you need to take a walk, like Stop City, he was like, I'm stuck at a 5, but my body's telling me I need to go walk it out. So just trust and give yourself some patience and grace, you guys, right? Like our good friend Frog, he was like stuck at a 2 and he's like, I think it's this. It's like, no, honey, you're just integrating, just trust. Like I'm still at a 3. Okay. Alfie is still at a 3, but it's just my mind, or why do you feel there's something emotional absorbed pain? Okay, well, let me tap in Alfie. She has something emotional or absorbed pain that's not hers. Yes, it is. And is that tied to the past life? Yes. So you're feeling these emotions from that past life. So yes, you are absolutely right. Those are coming. And now that you acknowledge them, breathe love to that and release that. I don't have to carry that anymore. Okay, Alfie? So thank you for sharing that so that other people might have that come up too. Like, you cleared this, but I'm filling out these other keys. When it comes to past life, you could have those could be attached to all those things. What are we doing? We are using these 7 keys to test truth. I give you these keys for free in my guide. Because the truth is that you've been silencing your pain. And when you silence your pain, you silence your truth. I have a free guide in my bio. It teaches you the keys and how to release. It does take a little bit longer, but my advanced guide, you guys, it's only $27. It took me over 10 years and over $15,000 to learn these keys and to learn the system that I learned through Innerwise in Germany. So I could say you're getting a $15,000 ebook for $27. And it's a good one, you guys. Who's gotten my guide in here? Like, this is a lot of information, straight to the point. There is no fluff. This is the pure 7 keys. How to do it proxy, how to test if you have a money block, how to test your vitamins, your minerals, your supplements to make sure you're not playing a needle in a haystack. Is this going to work for me? I don't know. Supplements are not regulated. So don't play the guessing game when you don't have to. Your body knows. I got it. Yay, look at all these queens. I got it. And it's a lot, you guys. It's like 80 pages. And it's a lot of information. So my thing for you is practice, 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 practice. It's going to feel weird. It's going to feel off. Practice. Oh, Elfie, you're so welcome, love. We're just holding sacred space. You guys can do this for yourself. We don't give ourselves permission to process and release. We're so busy, busy, busy. When's the last time you've given yourself 10 to 20 minutes with no phone, no distraction, pure meditation and asking? You should be doing that every day. Okay? Hold sacred space. Ask your body to show you what the pain is trying to communicate to you and release. Shakti, Irma, how we doing? Yeah, if you know you're not okay, you're not okay. When you go to the doctors and they say everything's okay, your labs, you guys, this was my beautiful mom. Everything's okay. Immense uterine pain. Everything's okay. Labs came back clear, so I tested for her. It's like, Mom, this is spiritual. Have Jack, my brother, give you a blessing, okay? So you guys stop meddling and stop wasting time in things that are a waste of your time. I gave you all keys. If all keys release the same way, why is it important to know which one is cost? Because all keys do not release the same way. Yes, they release the same way, but your body, you have to know the key. You have to know the truth in order for your body to release it. Because what's the point of us going through pain if we don't understand the lesson, right? So if we came here and God just constantly healed us and we were like perfect beings and we had no pain or no traumas or nothing in this life, what is the point? We don't learn anything, okay? So your body's saying, hey, there's something here. You acknowledge the pain, the disease, which is the key. That unlocks. So then you can release. Does that make sense? Yes, you need to bring awareness to the actual root. Thank you so much. I feel like I have a physical issue as well. I'm commanding my body to release. Good, Shakti. And sometimes we just need integration where we allow these things to be like removed from our body, like gently, right? So we are such, I am guilty. I listen to everything on 2x speed. I want it now. I want this pain gone now, right? So sometimes we just need to breathe and trust that our bodies will integrate exactly how they need to, okay? My dog has been suffering so much. I know it's a message. Yes, you can work on your animals, and animals will take on your emotion as if it's theirs because they're helpers, right? We all know God created dogs for man. So if your dog is in pain, or your cat or your horse or your birds, you can test them. You can say, is this physical? Is this emotional? Is it generational? Are they taking on my energy? What can I do to help them? Animals, if you feel like animals are taking a lot of energy, they need outside time. They need grounding. They need sunshine. They need pure water. They need artisan or spring water. They need pure, clean food, okay? Get your pets or animals outside in the sunshine. Yeah, I'm so sorry. It's so hard when our pets or our children or our babies are sick. Okay, I got emotional. Okay, so someone's got a lot of keys. So you always want to start with the first key. Mom of 3, nurse, wife, sister, addict, sister-in-law, to multiple, one who's going through divorce. Oh, Ashley, that is a lot, girlfriend. I hope if anything you get my free guide and you start there, but sounds like you are the generational breaker in your family, the one who takes action and gets things done. So you guys, when you work with the keys, you want to work with the first key first, right? So when I work with people, I ask which key. If I get a yes to a key, I don't keep going to the next key and the next key, next key. We work with that key. We ask if we need to know more. If we don't, we release it. Once that's been released, we ask, what will this get me to? If it gets you to a 0, you don't need to do another key today. Does that make sense? If it says, oh, this will get you to a 3 or a 2 or a 1, then yes, there's another key. And that's when I test again which key. If I get a yes, that is my body telling me, yes, that is the key. Do I need to know more? Yes. Do I need to know more? Yes. Okay, I keep asking more and more. I get more and more details until I say, do I need to know more? When it says no, that means that my body is telling me it is safe and okay for me to completely release this. Of course, Shantae. Okay. Why do I teach these keys for free? Because God literally told me when I was having it out with him in the bathroom after I certified in one more certification, okay? I was creating my course and my program. I had worked with hundreds of women one-on-one, but I was like, I need to reach more people and do this in a group. And then I saw a course. If you're a Reiki, if you're this, you got to take this because this is what you need to do. So I paid $1,000. The second I was in the course, I was like, gosh, dang it. I already knew this. So that's when I had it out in the bathroom with God. And I said, God, people don't have multiple thousands of dollars to certified in several different holistic modalities to get to these 7 keys. Like, if they already have the answer, if they just knew that their body speaks to them and that they have a divine connection to source and that is their intuition, and if they just knew these keys, they could get a yes or no and heal in minutes, in seconds. Like, this is not fair. Why did I have to learn it this way? And he told me, you prayed to know this information. You prayed to be used an instrument in my hands. And that's exactly what I gave you. I gave you these keys. Now go teach, help people remember, help people awaken to their truth. And that's what I do. Yay, Esmeralda. I'm so grateful. Yes. And I want to tell you guys, it was not freaking easy. I teach these keys because I lived through them. I'm not some BS person who pretends that I went through trauma. I went through the trauma. I had to descend below all things in order to ascend. That's why I included the money blueprint in my advanced guide, because I dealt with scarcity mindset, you guys. I was never good enough. I was never pretty out enough. I was never smart enough. I always needed another course. I needed external validation. Every time I saw a psychic or a medium or a healer, I would, like, in my mind be like, please let them see me and tell me I'm, like, amazing and great, that they could see my light too. I had generational scarcity on my mom's side and my dad's side, generations back. So it took a lot of spiritual work. You guys, money is spiritual. You will be shocked at how many people reach out and message me and shame me for charging $27 for my guide. And I just laugh because I know they don't mean to, and they're stuck in that scarcity trap. I was too. Stuck in the victim. I deserve everything. If you have more than me, you should give it to me because I deserve. No, that's not how this earth works, okay? But then I just say, oh, I'm so sorry you didn't see that I have a free guide, and I give all of this information for free. There you go. Here's my link. Love you. Bye. Okay? So the truth is that we are all just trying to do the best we can, but you might have a key that's blocked. How do I know? Because I lived it and I teach it. All you need is these 7 keys. I promise you. I promise you, if you find something outside of these keys, tell me and I'll add it. But there is nothing outside of these keys, because it's either physical, it's either emotional, it's either generational, it's either absorbed, it's either from another lifetime. We can go into that. It's either something spiritual, which there's good sides and bad sides of spiritual. So when you can lock in which key and you know how to ask good yes or no questions, like crystal clear, your body will never lie to you. It will always tell you the truth every time. So when you recognize that you have the power to, like, receive divine answers every single time, it is a game over. You will exit the matrix quicker than you can. It's game over. Yeah, other people complicate things. I have people even coming on my live like, isn't this emotion code? Isn't this body or something? I'm like, yeah, everyone teaches these things. They charge thousands of dollars. They don't give this for free. How do I know? Because I spent the money. That's why I was so frustrated. I'm not the only one that teaches these things, you guys. I shouldn't be the only one. Every single person who's listening to this live should be getting my free guide and then sharing it with as many people as they can to wake people up and help empower them. Okay? We all have divine connection to source and God. And God has called many. Many are called, but few are chosen. Why are few chosen? Because if it was easy, everybody would do it. It's not easy to take accountability for my pain and my traumas and to forgive my abusers. It would be easier for me to stay in victim mentality and say, well, I'm broken. Well, I'm not good enough. Well, I'm not worthy enough. Well, I could never do that, okay? That's actually the easier route. because the harder route is to overcome those and say, no, I'm not going to give up. I'm not going to stay stuck. I know because I've done it. Okay. Okay. How do you get the free link? So if you click here, if you click my picture, it'll send you to my profile, and you'll see my picture, my description, and then like a little link. And that is my stand store. Okay. So Elfie, how you doing, love? Esmeralda, how we doing? Yes, I love this, Jay. Jay said, I don't know anyone to share it to, right? Or nobody will want to listen. That is called casting your pearls before swine. We've all done it. That's why when I ask people to share my live, I say, don't just share it to anyone. Yay, Esmeralda's a 0. Yes, Shakti, please ask. Esmeralda got to a 0, you guys. Elfie is at a 1. They were at a 10-10. Okay, this is incredible. If you want to learn how I did this in seconds, please get the advanced guide. It's only $27, okay? If you don't have $27, save. Go mow a lawn, okay? Sell some cookies. Borrow it from your family member. It's $27, okay? Ask for an early Christmas gift. Yes, she shared it specifically with people who knew that they would need it, okay? Shakti, what was your question, love? And then can we all please send Esmeralda like so many hearts, you guys? She just went from a 10-10 to a 0 on this live. Can we use other muscle testing methods? Absolutely. So what I learned was called intuitive testing. It was faster for me. You can use other techniques, but I am special. And I tried to learn them all and they just did not work for me. So if you have something that works for you, but if it's a pendulum, I'm going to tell you that that is outdated. We do not use pendulums. You can, but even some of my clients who've been using them, they're not working because God is calling people to step fully into their gifts and to use your instrument. You are an instrument. You are an instrument. When you have the right minerals, trace minerals, you become a direct conduit to source, and you can test in seconds. So if you have a system that you can get a yes and no in seconds, now you just needed the keys so you can unlock them quicker. But for those of you who this is brand new, like I learned this way from, it's called Innerwise in Germany. Okay. He mentioned something about the way he tests, because he tests with a 99.9% accuracy through clinical trials. They've proven it. He did mention that the other ways, but who knows? Everyone says my way is the only way, right? But yes, that was a long way to ask that. Yeah, so Shakti, I was the same way, right? So I spent, like I said, I spent thousands of dollars in several different modalities. So when I was becoming a Reiki master, they were all testing their yeses and nos, like this certain crazy way, like 4 different ways. And I was like, I am special. Like I am broken. And I could just never figure it out, okay? So I only did the way that I teach in my free guide. And it took a long time. Like, show me a yes. Show me a no, okay? Because you have to use your entire body. It takes a long time. So this method is like foolproof. And when I teach people it, it's super easy. It's super simple. And you don't have to like second guess what's your yes and your no. It's so powerful. So I'm glad you asked that question because I'm sure other people are like, wait, this is this. So I call it intuitive testing. I hate the word muscle testing because you are not testing your muscle. It is your intuition speaking to you, okay? Okay. Irma, my love, how are you doing? I have not heard from you in a little while. Has anyone heard from Irma? Yay, Alfie's a 0, you guys. Shut the front door. There's no second guessing at this, you guys. I think I'm waiting for a download. Did you download and it didn't get sent? Please check your spam. I've had lots of people who downloaded and they didn't get it, and then it like showed up in their spam. Yay, Elfie. Oh, here we are, Irma. I have through so much these 2 years lost for family members, including my father. Thank you. Yes. Okay. I'm sorry, Mr. Messages, Irma. Where are you at now, Irma? So give us a number, because we all know numbers of pain. Okay, you're stepping away. All right, Shakti, thank you so much, love. And it was such a pleasure working with you. Can you all send Care Bear loves to Shakti as she leaves? Irma's at a 0. Look at all these queens, you guys. Irma's at, can we also send Irma just a bunch of hearts? You are so welcome. So you guys, tonight we did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We helped 9 people in about an hour go from a 10-10. Some of them had to drop off. Stop City got to a 5 and he's like, I need to go walk. Perfect. Okay. But I think everyone else, we got to a 0. This is not magic. You're so welcome. If you guys want to learn the keys and times are hard, hey. Yeah, so I'm teaching people the keys, okay? What is your opinion on divination and hypnosis? Yeah, that's definitely spiritual gifts. You just have to make sure you're setting up boundaries and you don't just let anyone put you into hypnosis or use their divination gifts on you unless you have given permission and you've tested that they're good, okay? So my spiritual mastery course, we do go into setting terms to your spiritual gifts as well as other people's spiritual gifts, okay? So for those of you who just jumped on, okay, we're going over the 7 keys. Love you, Irma. We just took 9 people through this process. We got them from a 10-10 pain to a 0 using these keys, okay? I did not heal them. They did this all on their own, and I show you how. I did not clear it. But if someone can tell me yes, no, I can clear it. I guess I didn't understand your question. So you can actually block off divination. Yes, you can turn off your spiritual gifts for sure. I know lots of people who their third eye, their spiritual gifts are completely shut off. Sometimes it's through trauma. Sometimes people go through psychosis or they have very traumatic spiritual experiences and they shut their spiritual gifts off completely because they're terrified, because they didn't have boundaries. Okay, so I'm going to go through the 7 keys one more time. I have no spiritual gifts. Haley, that is a lie. I promise you do. Do you remember your childhood, Haley? Can you block it from others? You cannot block other people's spiritual gifts unless they somehow gave you permission. Then you can. You usually do it with Reiki or sound healing. It works for me. Yeah, I'm not sure what you're talking about, like what you do, but I love that you have a process and a system that works for you. So for those of you who don't, or maybe you do have a spiritual practice and you want a system that works, it bugs me so bad when I'm listening to like psychics or mediums and they're like, I think it could be this. And I'm like, no, you could literally ask, is it this? Is it a demon? Is it a ancestor visiting? Is it a grandma? Is it a grandpa? Is it a cousin? Okay. So, how to clear. Thank you. Sorry. Yeah, there's so many ways to clear. The universal way that I teach people to clear is through breath. You don't have to teach someone how to breathe, and you don't have to teach someone unconditional love. So when I'm working with people and we're doing these one-on-ones, I ask them to breathe in unconditional love into their pain, and as they breathe out, ask that pain be released. Now, somebody on here said, this isn't working for me because you did not unlock the truth, okay? So if you don't have a trapped emotion and you're breathing into that pain, but you need to know the truth to release it, you have to understand where that pain came from, okay? You can't bypass releasing pain. You can't bypass silencing your truth for years and then just expecting it to leave. Does that make sense? So people are doing detoxes and cleanses and parasite cleanses, trying to help a trapped emotion or generational block. But I can tell you that your body knows and it tells you exactly what's wrong. So it's not like your body's trying to trick you and be like, nope, you didn't guess me yet. Nope, you didn't guess me yet. Your body's like, oh, please help me. Please hold sacred space. Please learn this information because I desperately want you to release this. Now, I can tell you that when you were a child, this came natural. You would cry when you're upset. You would yell when you were mad. You would have a tantrum. You'd have a full-on body physical fit. You just naturally knew how to move energy. But we spent the last 10, 20, 30, 40 years masking, silencing our truth. So it's going to take a little bit longer. Okay? So I'm going to go through the keys one more time. And then I'm just going to see if there's more cleaning I need to do tonight. Oh, okay. So I'm going to go through the keys one more time. If you guys have not already, I do have a free guide. Click my picture. It teaches you the 7 keys and a system how to get a yes or no and how to release. It comes with my free Live Empowered course. If you still don't know how to say no, you still don't know how to set boundaries, you don't have a vision. If you do not have a vision of where you are going, it's like going up to a drive-through at McDonald's and they give you tacos. And you're like, I didn't want tacos. The universe is like, well, you never placed an order. So we're just playing a guessing game. So when you tell the universe and God what you want and what you're creating, things will start automatically showing up in your life. But if you have no vision, you're like being blown through the wind. So take my Live Empowered course. It'll help you with a vision. It'll teach you to set boundaries. It'll teach you how to say no. It'll create a solid foundation for you to step into your spiritual gifts. If you want a system, the same exact system I used tonight to help 9 people get from a 10 pain to a 0 on this live, I've never met these people, then you can get my advanced intuitive testing guide. Yes, I charge $27 for it because I spent the last decade and over $15,000 in different holistic modalities to learn this system. And I'm only charging $27. It will teach you how to do this for yourself. It'll teach you how to do this for others. Because I believe when you become unstoppable, not only do you heal and transform your life, but you will heal and transform the lives of those around you, your family, your friends, your brothers, your sisters, your cousins, your nephews, your grandma, your grandpa. I also, in my advanced guide, have a section on money blocks. You guys, I dealt with generational money blocks, scarcity. I grew up in a trailer. I didn't even know I grew up in a trailer until I was like older and I was like, oh, that was a trailer? Because it was a mobile home. Okay? Not saying there's anything wrong growing up in a trailer, okay? That does not define our worth. And that's another thing that if you grew up in scarcity is you allow your circumstance to define you and your worth. Because so many people say, my value equals this amount of money, when in reality, there's not one single amount of money in this world that matches your worth. Not all the money, the riches, and the gold is equal to your worth. Okay? So get my $27 guide. If you feel called to step fully into your spiritual gifts, you want to know your purpose, you want to activate your spiritual gifts 100% safely with boundaries, then you need to step into my spiritual mastery course. It's $397. We just started on Monday, but you will have lifetime access to all the modules. Okay, this is where you want to be. We're going to be doing frequency codes. This is all in alignment with divine. Okay, so if you're a Christian led who believes in God and Jesus, but you also believe that you have spiritual gifts and Jesus wants you to use these spiritual gifts to help others, you've always had a feeling since you were a child that you were meant for like huge, great things, like this is for you. And then on January 1st, you will also be able to do the 30-day ritual to bring in massive amount of money. Okay, this will break money blocks. We will call in a vision. We will get right with our money and why it's not coming in. Because money is spiritual, you guys. Anyone who tells you it's not, they're stuck in victim and they're stuck in scarcity. Money is spiritual. When you release your blocks of being seen, you release your fears of being not good enough, okay? More money comes in. It's energy. It took me a long time to figure that out, okay? I did all the rituals. I did all the money manifestation. That comes with it in January. So that's $397. I do have payment options. It's $35 a month. $35 a month. I think it's actually 36 with tax. But so if you want to join that, by all means, if you feel called. I'm not here to convince you. I have activated and turned on my spiritual antenna for the people I am called to teach and awaken and help remember these truths. I teach you how to activate your spiritual antenna in the course so that you can attract your spiritual soul family that you promised when you came here to this earth you would help them remember. So all the traumas and all the trials that you went through in this life, those were your training grounds. Those were intentional because you are so powerful that you are now going to teach through embodied experience. All these keys I teach because I lived through them. So if someone tries to come at me and say, well, who are you? What are your certifications? Blah, 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 blah. I'm like, I know my worth. I know my value. So when people come at me or have their opinions, I let them because I know that they're on their own journey and it doesn't bother me. But I had to do the work to get there. Okay? So if you're wanting to do the work and you want to do it in a safe space with other spiritual, like-minded people who want to awaken their spiritual gifts and who want to step into their purpose fully in alignment with God's will, if you want to know who your Heavenly Mother is, okay? You want to know more about her connection to you in your life. You want to know your spiritual family, who your guides are. And maybe you have some guides that should not be in your little circle right now, okay? So that is my spiritual mastery course, which is $397. You can join anytime because you'll have lifetime access to the modules and all the information I teach. This is sacred stuff. A lot of this stuff I learned from the #1 psychic medium and healer, Robin Peterson, okay? I have the most incredible mentors. David Key, Joe Dispenza, Robin Peterson, okay? Dolores Cannon and quantum healing hypnosis. Dr. Miles Monroe, he was actually a preacher from the Bahamas, but man, if that man was still alive, so trust what your gut is telling you to do. Trust that if you're just supposed to start with a free guide and take the Live Empowered course, which is free so that you can build a strong, solid foundation, then do that. If you feel called to learn this system so that you can help yourself and your family members, just invest the $27. If you feel called, I need to take this course with Heather, then that is your calling, okay? Trust your intuition. Trust your intuition. If now is not the time, there's no urgency. I'm not here to do pressure cells or all that stuff. I hate it. It actually drives me crazy because that is not God-led or intuitive-led. So if you feel the call and you know you're supposed to be there, but you don't have the financial income, you just tell God, say, God, I know I'm supposed to be in this class, but I need the money. So show me the money, okay? And it will show up for you. And if not, when it's ready, it'll be your turn. Yeah, come on, listen in. Come on into the group. So, so for those of you who are not aware of the keys, I'm going to go through them one more time. And you guys, repetition is key. If you get on my live every day this week, something new is going to resonate and you're like, oh, I didn't even think about that. Okay. So key #1 is your body literally speaks to you through pain. So who in here is dealing with severe pain? 10 out of 10 pain. If you are, I want to tell you that you have been silencing your truth for a long time. Yeah. Yes, Esmeralda. So if you are at a 10-10 pain and you've been dealing with this pain for longer than 1, 2, 3, 5, 10 years, 14 years, Sam. Yes. You are here for a reason, and the reason is for me to tell you this one truth. The truth is that you have been lied to for a long time. Your pain is actually a messenger. Your pain is literally telling you and communicating with you that something's been wrong. This hasn't just happened overnight. This started maybe when you were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 years old. This pain could be related to something generationally from your mom or your dad. This pain, someone said they have a headache, an 8 to 10. This pain could be a demonic entity attacking you. Your knees could have a trapped emotion, could have an entity, right? So your body has been communicating and telling you this whole time, but we were told to silence it through painkillers, through masking, okay? Does it have to be in the body? No. You can have money blocks. You can have relationship problems. You can be in bad karmic cycles of abuse. So that is key number one. If you haven't gotten my free guide, you guys, make sure you're following me. So if you don't have time to get it, you can get it later, but get my free guide. And then my $27 guide, I teach you how to get your yes and your no in seconds. Because the truth is every single time you have prayed to God and said, God, is this what I should do? He responded. And your body physically responded. And that is called your yes and your no. That's why I had migraines all my life. Yeah, me too. I had migraines consistently from when I was 21 to 30. Was I 36? I thought I had a tumor. I realized it was spiritual warfare. I had demonic entities, legions trying to get into my head. Okay? So if you have headaches, you need to test. You need to ask. Your body will respond. Is it physical, emotional, spiritual, generational, past life, or absorbed? These are the 7 keys. There is nothing outside of these keys. When you have these keys and you have your yes or no, when you know how your body responds to a yes or no, which I teach you in my free guide, takes a little bit longer, okay? But in my advanced guide for $27, I teach you in seconds a very simple, when you see how simple and easy it is, you're going to be pissed, okay? I was pissed. When you see how simple and easy it is to get a yes or no, you're going to be pissed. So when I learned this from Innerwise in Germany, okay, I had it out with God. I was like, this is so simple, stupid, and I've always had the answers. Okay, but now you do too. So in my $27 guide, I teach you how to get a yes or no so that you can ask, is it this key? Yes or no? Is it this key? Yes or no? Is it this key? Yes or no? Okay? So then when you know, you can release it. The only way through your pain, or the only way to release your pain, is through your pain. So someone said on here, well, I'm doing the techniques and it's not moving because you needed to know more. If you didn't need to know more, it would have left your body. But if the pain is still there, it's because your pain needs to speak. It's a language. It's communicating. So what's the point of having pain and learning in this life if God's just going to take all our pain from us? You won't learn anything. So pain is just a lesson. It's trauma. It's trials. It's your training. And when you learn how to have that conversation with your pain, you will never be sick. That was me getting migraines every 3 days. Every 3 days. Yes, ibuprofen 800 too. I needed 1-800-2 500 Tylenol, a Coke, an ice pack, in a pitch black room with pink noise. Do not bother me for 3 hours or I will have to go to the emergency room, okay? Test and see when you get your yes or no if it is spiritual. If it is, you can ask if it's demonic. You can ask how many. You can ask if it's an unclean spirit. You can ask if it's a fiery dart of the adversary. Okay? And you can clear it out. If it is something physical, how to tell if it's physical or a demon. You have the keys. You have to learn your yes or no. I teach you in my free guide how to get a yes and a no. It takes a little bit longer. Okay? But it's free. Now, if you want to learn in seconds, so you can tap in seconds, that's $27 in my advanced guide. Okay? But yeah, I never would have thought like my migraines were caused from demonic entities. Like that never even crossed my mind. And I was certified Reiki master, like a certified in NLP, hypnosis, all these things, right? So your personal experiences are what people need to hear to give them validation that they're not alone. So when I teach these 7 keys, I teach them because I embodied them. I'm an embodied, perfect example of how these keys work because I've experienced every single thing I teach. So you are going to help someone who's literally dealing with migraines or back pain or child loss or sexual trauma or physical trauma, whatever your traumas are, like that was intentional for you to turn around and help the next person behind you and say, babe, I've been there. I know what it feels like. So I've been there. I know what it feels like. And I'm like, here you go. Here's the 7 keys. Trust me. They work. How do I know? Because I literally, anything you can imagine that happens in someone's life that's traumatic, I've been through. Now, that's not to compare or say I'm better, because it's absolutely not true. It just means that I can empathize when someone says, I've had emotional trauma when I was a little girl. I was sexually abused. I was physically abused. I had emotional trauma, religious trauma, okay? I lost a little baby, okay? I've had infidelity, like that's the worst thing. But all these things were for my training. And when you can change your perspective on the things that happen to you as training, and God loves you. Like everyone's like, oh, well, why would God do this? Or this is horrible. I'm like, you have no clue, obviously, who God is and what your purpose here on earth is. Because if you did, you would know that you literally have to descend below all things in order to ascend. Read the books that were taken out of the Bible. Read the missing book of Isaiah. He literally was cut in half for teaching ascension, because he was trying to teach people that your pain had a purpose. That if you were struggling and you experienced traumas, pain, trials, that it was your literal training. And Isaiah himself had mentioned that he was a high up angel, that he had priesthood keys and powers, and that he chose to put down his priesthood powers and descend to the lowest vibrational planet so that he could ascend even higher. Because the point of this earth is to learn and grow, to come down and help those, bring them higher, to come down low, bring them higher, come down low, them higher, okay? We do it as a family. We're not doing this by ourselves. So if you can learn these keys, recognize that your traumas and trials came from you. That before you came to this earth, you chose. You said, I'm going to take it all. And God was probably like, are you sure? This is kind of a lot. Like, are you sure you don't want to slow it down a little bit? You're like, no, give me the trauma, give me the abuse, give me this, because I'm going to overcome it. And I want to help people. I want to experience this so I can help more people, okay? That is the truth. So when you see people stuck or blaming God, or like, how come God took my baby away? God did not take your baby away. We are eternal beings. We live forever and ever and ever. You chose to experience that degree of loss. Your child chose to be a part of that. And you are going to ascend like you can't even imagine, because you descended below what most people are able to take. But again, when people say things or they're mad or they're upset, I recognize we're all on our own journey of discovering who we are and our purpose. But if you want to know your purpose, if you want to know what your spiritual gifts are, if you want to step into a safe community where you can do this with boundaries, then my spiritual mastery course is for you. Because I turned on my antenna, which I teach in this class. I teach you how to turn your antenna on, because people are waiting for you, because you promised that I'm going to come here and I'm going to help you remember. We're going to do this together. So I wouldn't be here where I am if my mentors didn't promise to turn their antennas on, because I found them when I needed them, right? So my antenna's on. If you heard the call, step into the container. If you didn't and it's not your time, then trust your intuition, right? It's never too late. You're always right on time. You're exactly where you need to be at this exact moment. Everything is intentional for your highest and greatest good. And that's just the truth. I came here because I was for the country. Come here, accept an offer. I'm looking for offers so I can. Johnny Dean, what you saying? My issues is I have severe ADHD with OCD tendencies. I second guess myself and try to rationalize. Yeah, Natasha. So You can take the first key and you can put anything there. So key 1 is X, ADHD, OCD, self-harm, trauma, headache, migraine. And then you just ask which key. So is my ADHD something physical, right? So I have a heavy metal, a toxin, a parasite, or nutrient deficiency that's causing those tendencies. Do I have something trapped emotionally? Is it generational? Is it absorbed? Is it something spiritual, which could be ascension or demonic? Is it something past life? Okay? If it's none of those keys, maybe you have to change your terms, because I see ADHD as a gift. I see obsessive compulsive disorder as someone who likes to do things perfectly, but maybe there's an emotion that happened when you were a child that you got blamed or shamed or traumatized because you didn't do it perfectly. So there might be a trauma response to why you have a compulsive or disorder to do things and always constantly check. But you can know because you have the keys, and when you know your yes and no, you just learn how to speak to your soul and your body. You ask, what is this ADHD? What is the lesson I need to learn? How is this a gift for me? Okay? I have awful anxiety. So Anita, anxiety is usually when you're dealing with things in the future. You're constantly worried about the future, okay? So how do you deal with anxiety? You bring yourself to the present moment. You can only control today. You can also use the 7 keys. Is my anxiety caused from something like a parasitic overload? Is there a nutrient deficiency? Is there a heavy metal? Is there a toxin? Do I have a trapped emotion that's trying to come out? Do I have something generationally passed down? Do I have something absorbed from mom and dad? Do I have something spiritual happening? Do I have something past life? Okay. Can you speak to ADHD being a gift? Yes. So most people, I would say most spiritual people have ADHD because we are actually at a higher vibrational frequency and we are capable and able to do multiple things at one time. So I am constantly having different things, and it could be based off of your human design too. So I'm a manifesting generator, so I have energy to do multiple things. But we also have been taught to be ADHD through quick stimulation through our cell phones, through TVs. So I personally see it as a gift. But you need to test and ask your intuition what it means for you. Okay? Can you stop people from using their psychic gifts on you, even divination? Yes. I think I already answered that. But yes. I am protected. So nobody can curse me or put a hex on me. There's no demonic entities because I have set up my spiritual boundaries. I have my spiritual family and my spiritual guides. I have my trees and my plants that protect my home. I have sacred codes, which I teach you all of this in my spiritual mastery course. If someone does, let's say, somehow get a hex or a curse on me, how will I know? Because something's not right and I can feel it, or there's pain, and I'll test. Is it spiritual? If I get a yes, then I'm going to ask, is it demonic? Is it an unclean spirit? Is it a fiery dart of the adversary, right? I'm going to ask until I get to what it is. If I get a curse or a hex, then guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to send it back to sender with love, because whatever you send out comes back times 3. Human design is in your course. So I'm certified in human design, and we do mention it because I think it is very important. For no real reason, I took off 6 weeks from work and I have got a cold and sleeping all the time. Yeah, so Sonia, maybe you know. What's a manifesting generator? Oh, Elfie. I throw those in and so many people have so many questions. So it's a profile. So if you go to, if you just like type in free human design chart, it will give you a profile. It uses astrology. It uses the time of birth and where you were born. So there was a guy named Ra, right, who was homeless. He had these massive downloads from God because he knew astrology. He knew numerology. He knew all these things. And then God showed him how they all connected. And so he created human design. Human design. And so when you know your design, you know what you're meant to do in this life. You're meant to respond. You're meant to wait. So there's 6 different profile types. So I'm going way off subject, you guys, but someone needs to know. There's a generator, manifesting generator. There's reflectors, there's projectors, and there's manifestors. Manifestors, manifesting generators, generators, reflectors, projectors. There's one more profile. Anyways. And then there's, those are the designs. And then there's 6 profiles. So you're like either a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, a 5, or a 6. So when I'm doing healings on people or holding sacred space so they can do the healing, they'll go back and say, oh, you said this, but when I went and tested, it was this, this, and this, and this. I'm like, oh, you're a 1. Because they like to know everything. They like to read everything. Like they don't make decisions without being totally like in the know. And that's my husband too, which is fascinating. But yeah, we go into that a little bit in the spiritual mastery course. That way, you know how to respond. You know how your energy is. So generators and manifesting generators, we have our own energy battery. So we could go and go and go and go. But you have people who take advantage of that, especially in the workforce. They're like, oh, this person can do it all. Let's just throw more things onto their plate and more things because they can do it without getting paid more. Or you have your projectors who they see the big picture. Sonia. So they see the whole picture. And so they can get the job done in like 30 minutes when it took somebody 8 hours. And then the boss is like, well, if you did that so fast, then I'm going to give you more work to do. And again, not being paid. But projectors don't have a battery source. So they are very selective because they know how to do things quicker and faster. So it's all about learning boundaries, learning your energy. But again, I teach that in my spiritual mastery course if you want to dive in and you have specific questions. Okay? Yeah, right? So, and Elfie, so in my free Live Empowered course, you guys, boundaries is the #1 thing. Because most people do not know how to set boundaries and they don't know how to say no. Most people do not have a vision and they're not self-aware. So as you become aware of patterns and cycles happening in your life, then you can ask, why is this happening? What's the lesson I need to learn so you can get out of that cycle? When you learn how to say no and set boundaries, okay, you up level. Some people here on this live right now are 40, 50, 60 years old and they still care what their parents think about them. They still tippy-toe around their parents. Okay? That's not learning how to set boundaries and say no and protect your sacred energy. All right, you guys, so I'm going to head off. Make sure you get my free guide. If you can, share this with one person. Share it with one person you know will need this. Don't spam share. Get my advanced intuitive testing guide. It's $27. Make sure you're following me so you can get it if now's not a right time. And then definitely when you're ready and you feel called, join the spiritual mastery course. You will know when it's time. It's $397. You could do it for $35 a month, but you can jump in anytime, but you'll have lifetime access to the modules. You will get one-on-one time with me. Every Monday I go live in the community. So if you have questions or you're working on something, okay, this is where you want to be because this is the community that is taking control of their lives. They're stepping fully into their spiritual gifts. And you'll also be certified in the truth code. So if you know or you have a spiritual practice and you want a system that will get you results, like I've proven to you on this live, you can take someone from a 10-10 pain to a 0 and you're not doing the healing. So when I did Reiki, that was exhausting. Even though I wasn't even using my own energy, I was using God's energy through me. I was an instrument. I was exhausted and it took forever. It took like a full hour to move energy. And then when I learned this system, minutes, okay? So if you want to learn a system or you just want to, I just want to learn the system, Heather, so I can do it on myself and my family and my friends, that's the $27 guide. So you'll get all the charts. You'll learn about money blocks. You'll learn how to do this proxy, okay? So let's not waste our time or our money, needle in a haystack, guessing what's wrong when you can know instantly in seconds. Okay? All right, it's 11:01, you guys. I hope you have a beautiful night. I will see you tomorrow. Thank you so much I'm not sure what time I'm going to be on tomorrow. I think I'm going to be on during the day, probably from like 10 a.m. Mountain Standard Time to about 1 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, because I have a Friendsgiving dinner get together witchy night tomorrow night. So love you guys so much. I'm sending you so much light and love. Don't forget to share truth. When you learn truth, share truth. You're welcome. It was such a blessing and a pleasure to be on here with you guys. Okay. Love you all so much. Good night.